So, Honorable President, we will. Okay, thank you so much. First, we want to say thank you for joining as we start our final hearing. Okay, yeah. Today's date is July 7th, the day one of our final hearing with the case that has to do with the referral of the audit committee report that was sent to the JB by the national president in person of Honorable Olano Teah Bloh. We have had the pre-hearing for this case, and today is the first day of the final hearing. As I said, it's July 7th, 2026. Today is Tuesday. So call to order will be done by the JB1, Honorable Kingsford Flumo. Honorable JB1, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Okay, come back to you. How are you, bro? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so again, welcome, ex-President Johnson, and welcome to the current president, Sir Olano Bloh, along with his entourage, if they are present, and a warm welcome to all of the students who are attending this meeting. On behalf of the board, the Judicial Board, I want to use this medium to officially call this meeting to order. I hope we will give our time, our participation, uh, by party of the authorities vested in the board. We officially open this final hearing. Thank you, Honorable Presiding. You can proceed.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Honorable JB1. Next, we have our opening prayer will be done by Her Honor Williams, Louis Williams. Her Honor, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Okay, can we have a moment of silence because we have some students here. If you are Muslim, you can just bow your head. If you are a Christian, just do the same for maybe 2 minutes, and then we are done. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Amen and amen.
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 Yeah,
Amen.
thank you. Thank you, that's Honorable Louis Williams. Today's her birthday. To show how much he loves LSUIC, decided to stay home and conduct this hearing. Uh, God bless you, Your Honor.
Amen. Amen.
Self-introduction. Um, the JB will introduce, the JB members will introduce themselves first. Then we have the presenter introducing himself. And if any of the auditees are here, they will also be allowed to introduce themselves because they will also be allowed to ask questions as well. So I begin. I'm Marcus Cephus Johnson, assistant adjudicator, currently presiding in Suzhou City. Any JB member?
Okay, I'm Louise Antoinette Williams from Changsha City. Certificate 1. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So, my name is Jessey Sanore. I am the adjudicator 1 from Wuhan City. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello everyone. Fowler H. Chisme is my name, and I'm joining from Wuhan City. I'm also your co-host tonight, along with the Honorable Man Jensen, and I am also the Associate Adjudicator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Our honor, Honorable Cheeseman. JB1, are you back?
Yeah, sure, I'm back. My name is Moses Kingsford Flomo. I'm the senior adjudicator of the Judicial Board, Liberia Student Union China. It's an honor to join all of you. Thank you.
Okay, so the presenter, you can also introduce yourself, please. Honorable Johnson, are you here? Oh, let me see.
You're speaking to me, Your Honor?
Oh, yes, sure. Yes, you're the one presenting first today, so you can just introduce yourself, please.
All right, good evening, honorable members of the, sorry, my background.
Okay, so
Good evening. Once again, I'm sorry for my background. I'm Jacob Cephus Johnson, former president, LSUIC. Thank you, Your Honors.
okay, thank you. Any of the auditees, if you are here, you can also introduce yourself. Any of the auditees, if you are here, you can also.
Am I being heard?
Yes, sure, we can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I am Kebet Tarnue from Jinan, Shandong Province, one of the auditees.
Okay, thank you. Any of the auditees still here, you can introduce yourself shortly before we go to the NEC or the national president, sorry. And then we get started. If any of the auditees are here. Okay, so we turn to the national president.
Yeah, good evening,
I think he's going
LSUIC.
to
Good
talk.
evening to the Honorable JB. Thank you for today, and to all the scholars that are here, thank you. Olano, Teah, Bloh, National President, Najin Cetee. Thank you.
I want to welcome everybody. You are speaking, Mr. President?
No, I'm done.
Okay. I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. Today's our final hearing, day one of our final hearing for the case concerning the audit report that was sent to the GA by National President in person of Honorable Olano Teah Bloh. We had the pre-hearing a week plus ago, and today we have the final hearing for this case. So next we will move to the administration of the host of the oath. Sorry, Honorable JB1, are you?
Yeah, can you get me Honorable Jensen? Hello?
Yes, sure. Are you ready to administer? So we call.
Yeah, sure. Can you kindly go to our group? I send the oath
Okay.
so you can display for the auditee to follow as I read. While you are doing that, we call the auditee whose hearing is on now to please step forward. Honorable President Emeritus, can you kindly turn on your camera if possible? Thank you, Mr. President. Can you kindly raise your right hand?
Okay.
Okay, so Honorable Jensen, you can just kindly the oath that I sent to the group.
Okay, yes, sure.
Honorable Jensen have access to read and after I read the three paragraphs of the oath. Johnson, can you get me? Honorable Johnson, can you get me? Honorable Johnson, can you
Yes,
get
I'm
me?
here, sir. Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, after I read the first 3 paragraphs, you will respond, I do solemnly affirm, before we go to read together. So I'm reading this oath that is administered on behalf of the Judicial Board to the auditees to authenticate that every statement that will be made today is truth and is only truth. So, Honorable Jacob Cephus Johnson, do you solemnly affirm that the evidence you are about to give before the Judicial Board of the Liberal Student Union China shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Can you please respond? For I do solemnly affirm.
I do solemnly affirm.
Thank you. Honorable Johnson, do you further affirm that you shall answer all questions honestly and to the best of your knowledge, disclose all information and documents within your possession or control that are relevant to these proceedings, and refrain from knowingly making any false statement, withholding material in the judiciary board?
I do
Can you kindly
solemnly affirm.
thank you, Mr. Johnson. Honorable Johnson, do you also acknowledge that these proceedings are conducted pursuant to the Constitution of the Liberian Student Union in China, and that you are honored with the Judicial Board in its independent exercise of judicial authority?
I do solemnly
Honorable
affirm.
Johnson?
I
Okay.
do
So can you repeat
solemnly
after me,
affirm.
Honorable Johnson?
I, Jacob Cephus Johnson,
having appeared before the Judicial Board of the Liberal Student Union in China, LSUIC,
having appeared before the Judicial Board of the Liberian Student Union in China,
do you hereby solemnly affirm that all oral testimony
do hereby solemnly affirm that all oral testimonies
written submissions,
written submissions,
financial records, electronic records, and other
financial records, electronic records, Honorable Senior Adjudicator, are you there? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Honorable JB1, are you? I don't know if you are speaking, but we can hear you. Okay, the associate adjudicator, are you here? Honorable Chismont, are you here?
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
So let's try to get the senior adjudicator. We can get him in a minute. If it's convenient for you, you can continue to administer the oath.
Maybe you can just
Yeah, there's a
scroll
background
it up a
noise
little.
coming in. I don't know whose background.
You can just scroll the.
Okay, yes. So you can go ahead, Honorable Assistant Adjudicator from I.
Okay, Honorable, can you hear me?
I can
Yes, I
hear
can
you,
hear
Your
you.
Honor.
So when I say I, then you call your full name and then you repeat after me.
All right, Your Honor.
So
I,
you now,
Jacob Cephus Johnson,
okay. Having appeared before the Judicial Board of the Liberian Student Union in China, I
having
do
appeared
hereby.
before the
Oh, sorry.
having appeared before the Judicial Board of the Liberian Student Union in China,
I do hereby solemnly affirm that all oral testimony, written summation. I do hereby solemnly affirm that all oral testimony,
I do hereby solemnly affirm that all oral testimonies,
written summations,
written submissions,
financial records,
financial records,
electronic records, and other evidence
electronic
provided,
records, and other evidence provided
all will be provided by me,
or will be provided by me,
are true and completed to the best of my knowledge and I believe.
are true and complete to the best of my knowledge and belief.
Okay, so the next one. Can you please zoom the screen a bit? Okay. Yes, it's okay. I further affirm that I have not knowingly concealed,
I further affirm that I have not knowingly concealed,
altered,
altered,
destroyed, or misrepresented any material information
destroy, or misrepresented any material information relevant to these proceedings.
I understand that this declaration is made under the authority of LSUIC Constitution and the Judicial Board.
I understand that this declaration is made under the authority of the Liberian Student Union in China, Constitution, and that the Judicial Board
May consider any intentional falsehood,
may consider any intentional falsehood,
omission, or obstruction in the exercise of its constitutional mandate.
omission, or obstruction in the exercise of its constitutional mandate.
Okay, so Honorable Marcus, can you get me now?
Oh, yes, sure, I can hear you.
Sorry, it's my network. Let the record reflect that the witness, let the record reflect that the witness or the auditee has taken a prescribed oath before the Judicial Board. The witness is hereby reminded that all testimony shall be given truthfully and in good faith, and that any deliberate false statement, concealment of material facts, or refusal to comply with the lawful directions of the Judicial Board may constitute a violation of the Constitution and may be considered by the board in reaching its final determination. Thank you, Honorable Johnson. Honorable Presiding, you can kindly proceed.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Honorable JB1, Senior Adjudicator. Let me share my. All right, so the oath have been administered by the senior adjudicator. We are all expecting and hoping, and we are sure that every testimony that will be given by the presenter, Honorable Johnson, National President Emeritus, to this board and the student body will be nothing but the truth. On this note, we call on Honorable Johnson to give his testimony. The time frame is 1 hour, 15 minutes maximum. Once the time reaches, we will obviously interrupt to make sure we stay in line with the time. Honorable Johnson, if you are in a better position, you can just signal me and I'll turn to you for your statement or presentation. Honorable Johnson, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So if you are in a better position and you are ready to present, you can go ahead.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. And once again, I am glad that I'm be given an opportunity to once again appear before the Honorable Judicial Board to substantiate, validate every positions that I have held onto since the inceptions of the audit process, dating back to last year, sometime around, I think, October or November, when the audit committee first notified me that they have begun the audit process. Span across the period I was privileged to serve the Liberian student year in China. In specific, that spans from 2023 up to 2025, July 13, when I tender my resignation. Honorable members of the Judicial Board, I will first begin in this closing sections of my presentation to this board by asking again the simple question. And that question is, why is this person, that is Jacob Cephus Johnson, and if we need to cue it into a specific focus, this person who was fortunate to have served as president from 2022 to be called upon, not as maybe a witness to statements that probably would have been given by financial officers, at least for the two individuals in persons of Honorable Moore, who served during my term, the first term from 2023 to 2024, and also served as financial secretary from 2025 up to 2024 to 2025, the first quarter. And also Honorable Kebes D. Steiner, the former acting financial secretary who served from November 1 up to the time of my resignation. The reason I say, and I will say this again, honorable members of the Judicial Board, I still cannot fathom why am I here. And it's just simple. Simple in a sense that the period under review from 2023 to 2025, as it was requested by this current leadership to audit, which of course we did welcome my leadership with a specific focus, 2023 to 2025. And that period, best to my recollections, for me, ended July 14. And then there was a president that succeeded me constitutionally, which I believed should, if I'm to be investigated, which I believe should not be the case. But just because it is maybe a demand or requirement by this current leadership that Honorable Johnson be investigated, why not the other president, that is the 15th president of LSUIC? It still baffles me. I still ponder on the questions, yet without answer. Not from the executive, not from the audit committee, and not from the Judicial Board, which have established an investigative proceeding of this audit process. Another question then I have, on what ground is Mr. Johnson being investigated? Was it at any point in time alleged, confirmed that Mr. Johnson acted in any way that may have compromised whatsoever financial records of LSUIC, or quote unquote may have stolen, or quote unquote may have borrowed, or quote unquote you just name the rest, honorable members of the Judicial Board, which in itself will point to the fact that Mr. Johnson should be indicted, Mr. Johnson should be tried, and be able to face whatsoever conviction that is. Because if in any audit report, I repeat, if in any audit report that the auditors have established based on all reasonable doubt and based on all evidence presented to them that Mr. Johnson is should be indicted or have been investigated or has been confirmed to have taken or to do anything of misappropriation, mismanaged, or whatsoever, then it will be much more logical to a logical standpoint that Mr. Johnson should appear before this honorable body. But to this date, there has been none in no documents in LSUIC that this person in any way, whether in his position as a national president or as a student or in whatsoever capacity that is, have gone in whatsoever one would think as misappropriation, mismanagement, or whatsoever the funds. However, in the audit management letter, there was position presented by the management letter in their opinion statement that financial officer in Honorable Moore need to provide clarity on balance from the first term. There was funds not accounted for by her that needs clarity. Also, there were clarifications from Honorable Tarnue, Honorable Moore, and Honorable Macy that requires them to get clarification on funds for, let's say, in terms of due payment records and also for fines. Then the management letter went further to say they also need to establish facts, and which, of course, excuse me, Your Honor, I still find this laughable. After adducing evidence to that very audit committee about my travel that yield a result for LSUIC in $2,500, which was agreed by then the NEC that this president should pay his way to go to Beijing, and once he returned, whatsoever he expended will be fully reimbursed. After adducing these evidences to the audit committee, yet still the audit committee comes and present an opinion to say they are yet to understand this. I found this troubling. And also, I would say, honorable members of the Judicial Board, I am still baffled in the audit committee proceedings which have led us to this point. And if you follow my letter or the communications I sent to the audit committee, wherein it was agreed upon by the audit committee, the Judicial Board, the NEC, and all other parties that were called upon in the meeting held, the joint meeting held, on what process or proceeding the audit committee should follow in terms of their investigation. Yes, you're ignoring that and come up with an opinion not to my knowledge that I have not given a position to, and wants me to come and answer questions to some of these things. I still find it confusing. But again, we respect this union. We respect the individuals or people in authority. That's why we still choose and will continue to follow this step, because we want these proceedings to lead to a logical conclusion, and that facts will be established, and that wherever wrongs that were committed by the audit committee in whatsoever proceedings will be corrected by this Judicial Board, and that whatsoever, I will not use the word, I will be, maybe for this proceeding, I will be forced to use the word alleged. But for me, I know it is a fact, and it has been proven that the funds that were taken by the former financial secretary, after giving months to provide clarity, after giving every opportunity to provide clarity, but fail, instead start to manipulate documents, start to delete figures, start to change things, and yet still went on to be deceitful to the very same audit committee, and that very same audit committee tried to compromise this person. I find it troubling. And that's why, honorable members of the Judicial Board, you are under the moral obligation to dig beyond, to establish the truth, and that whatsoever decisions or findings you will come up with today will reflect the good image of LSUIC. We all are counting on you. Honorable members, I'm here to give an argument and not to open a new argument. And that is to say, members of the Judicial Board, His Honor, Honorable Moses Kings Fulfillment, and all other associates, adjudicator of this board, you took an oath to protect, to defend against every bias, prejudice in terms of holding this particular body that you are serving at the highest standard. Your Honor, I stand here today with pain, anguish, hurts, with what my leadership over the years I have been able to reflect. But I believe within myself, true to my conscience, that I served this union diligently, I respected this union diligently, I did everything in my power to ensure that LSUIC soared and not to retrogress in every form, in every manner, in every facet. But again, if it has been an idea that we will come to power, we will witch hunt, or we will discredit, or we will try to assassinate the character of this person, whosoever that is will be mistaken. Because I stand truthful to my conscience, and I will always remain. Members of the Judicial Board, to the evidence, you have been presented with tons of evidence. And even if required, we will be given an opportunity again to produce. You were pointed in specific areas why we think, we believe that LSUIC was robbed. LSUIC, when I try to speak, sometimes it's like I'm lost of words. It's like I regret the very moment I accepted every nomination, or whatsoever nomination that was, to serve LSUIC. It's a heavy statement, but let me say, I regret it. And the reason I share this regret is that those who are sacrificeful, those who are lost things that were precious to me, those who honor the rain, honor the sun, day or night, sick or well, allow all of that to go to waste only because we hate Cephus. We don't like Cephus. Or Cephus was this. So we will try to demean Cephus. We will go after his leadership. Not just his leadership, but we will go after Cephus. We will cage him and see what we can get. But I say to you, that is a big mistake. Because the truth is stubborn. Like I said in the last time I appeared before the Judicial Board, the truth is very stubborn. Very, very stubborn. So, honorable members, to my statement in the meeting that was held, wherein the Audit Committee was given the opportunity to present their findings, I stated openly and before the Judicial Board that my statement should be subject to the document presented that the Honorable Cetee Moore stole, the word it has, but I'm forced to use it, stole this amount from LSUIC. And since she was given the opportunity
Honorable Johnson, can you just please, Honorable Johnson, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we'll refrain you from using that term stole.
All right, I take it back.
It's
That
innocent.
22,000 from LSUIC during the period, I retract my statement, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is that okay, Your Honor?
Right.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
My former financial secretary chose not to account for funds in the amount of $22,000 from LSUIC covers. Instead, chose to report what cannot be substantiated in any form, in any way, in any facet, up to this date. So I'm of the belief that this money was missing under the care of this financial secretary who was given every opportunity to clear her name of these funds, but failed to do. And even in the last time we ever had the opportunity to sit, she still failed. And not just failed, but failed before the very same people we are fighting this case for, that is LSUIC, and even members of the Judicial Board and member of the current National Executive Committee were present. Your Honor, you have the evidence. You have every documentation, and if needed, you have all the opportunity to ask questions. I will not bore you today to overspeak. I will close in under 25 minutes. I believe that I acknowledge whatsoever efforts this board have put in to establish the truth, and whatsoever justice that LSUIC needs will be able to get it without fear and without favor. I could have chose to stay away. I could have chosen to say, it's LSUIC thing. I'm done with LSUIC. I don't need, since LSUIC never value what I gave to them, I don't need to put myself in any bucket. Like the time the audit committee came out in their first report and said, Mr. President and members of LSUIC, no money was stored in LSUIC. Everything was set. The only thing, there were no financial policy, because that was their funding then. There was no financial policy, and they recommended that in the future leaders of LSUIC should take into consideration that there should be financial policy. And I'm still struggling to understand how the audit committee defined their term financial policy in compliance with LSUIC constitution. I still cannot fathom, but maybe they have a better answer for that. Distinguished colleagues of the Judicial Board, fellow students of LSUIC, we acknowledge this leadership for the step they took to initiate audit, because had it not been the case, LSUIC would have bled profusely that she wouldn't have recovered from. Because based on my recollections, I know my leadership did everything humanly possible with true conscience to bring growth, not just in numbers, but in the finance area or the financial aspect of LSUIC. Yet still, people in Honorable Moore chose to not account for funds that came in to the union's cover, which were never expended by any arm of LSUIC, not the National Executive Committee, not anybody, or the council or coordinator or the Judicial Board, but those figures remain amazing injured. So whoever that injured is that got missing, or wherever that injured goes, it is within the judicial position Now, to bring for us those angels or that angel that will be able to save LSUIC covers. Your Honor, I bless God that we are here one final time to understand the truth, to know the truth, and to speak the truth. And that you all, with true conscience, would give an opinion that will reflect the Constitution you swore oath to defend, to protect at all times. Distinguished members, fellow scholars following, I will take this time, as much I am exhausted, tired, after a healthy day, I will still look for strength whatsoever it is to stay as long as possible, to answer your questions, to give clarity in whatsoever area that is needed, so that we all can establish the facts, we all can know the truth, and that truth will reveal whatever that we are seeking, whether it is the Judicial Board, whether it is the Council of Coordinator, whether it is the National Executive Committee, by and large, whether it is the student populace. We will find out and we will know, and that justice will be served. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So I will move to question from any of the audience, including the national president. You'll be allowed to ask questions directly. You have 2 minutes each to ask questions to the presenter. You can just raise your hand and you'll be recognized to ask questions to the presenter. If any of the auditees, do you have questions for the presenter, Honorable Johnson? All right. So we move to the JB question because we believe that raise. Okay, Honorable Tarnue, you can go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Johnson. My question goes to Honorable Johnson. Honorable Johnson, is it at any point in time did you submit any documents to Honorable Mason concerning your trip to Beijing, concerning your refund?
Thank you, Honorable Tarnue. I will answer in the affirmative. Yes, I submitted every piece of documents that were needed to substantiate the funds that LSUIC refunded me. My trip being approved by the National Executive Committee to the expenditure made, the receipts, the official request made for my funds, the disbursement funds that were created, and the pictorials of the funds that were received from LSUIC cover as a refund to my trip and other expenditure made on behalf of LSUIC. Yes, I did submit.
Can I ask a follow-up question, Honorable Johnson?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You have 2 minutes to ask a question. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Honorable Johnson, did you also did the same by submitting those documents to the audit committee?
Affirmative. Yes, I did.
All right. Thank you. That's all.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So just to inform everyone, the only people allowed to ask questions, the auditee, the national president, um, the audit committee chair, then the JV member. So if you have questions, you can channel your question to any of these people that I've mentioned, and they will ask your question. Okay, any other question from any of the auditees? The audit committee chair, if you are here, you have question. The national president, if you have question, you can raise your hand and you'll be asked. You'll be allowed to ask your question. Okay. So I'm not seeing any hand. We get to the JV members. Before the JV member to ask their question, I just want to ask probably two questions. Just ask. Or start up. Honorable Johnson, did you give a complete turnover note or written turnover note to His Excellency Honorable Solre?
Your Honor.
Yeah.
Best to my recollections, when it comes to a turnover note, I will say,
okay,
in written documents, like a paper note to the Honorable President. No. However, we have an official turnover meeting with members of the National Executive Committee at the time. At the time in the NEC was Honorable Solre, the National Secretary General, the Honorable then National Treasurer, the Honorable Chaplain General, who were also invited to that meeting, but never turned out. For whatsoever, he did not send in an official notice, but an official turnover meeting was held, and that all that the national president, the 15th national president of LSUIC, needed to operate LSUIC would receive from accounts of LSUIC that I had access to instructing the National Secretary General to give access to all WeChat groups, to all document, password, to whatsoever account, whatsoever information I had in my possession. I turned over that. And to go further, when the current NEC took office, when the president reached out to me, especially for those documents, some of the documents saying he had issue with that he was not getting, the former president was not forthcoming with, I also forward those documents to the current president. Some of those documents, I would say, if not all, but I think 95% or so, especially the most important ones that he needed to operate LSUIC. I was not on obligation to do that, but when he reached out as the person who served this union, I did so at my own volition to forward those documents over to him as well. So yes, I did. If you are speaking, Your Honor, I'm not hearing you. You are muted. Your Honor, you are muted.
What about now? Is okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I said the reason I ask you, because from the beginning of your presentation, you said you're wondering why we have to go for you. So, and not the former, the president after you. So the current national president may receive an official turnover note. Okay, so, and we believe also that
You are coming in broken, Your
That's why I'm
Honor.
asking the question. If you give to the national president,
You are coming in broken.
For the clarity.
You are coming in broken.
Any JB member has a question, because I have a list of questions, and
Your Honor,
so
can
we
you
can
hear
have
me?
the
You are
JB
coming
members
in broken.
asking some of the questions, and we can also ask as well. Any JB
Hello?
member has a question?
Yep.
Hello?
Presiding, thank you so much for.
Hello,
If you're
can you hear
speaking,
me?
okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Oh, yes. I
You
can
can be
hear you.
heard, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. You want to say
Yeah,
something?
Your Honor, I just wanted to give clarity. You are coming in broken. I didn't get you well, but I think I hear portion of it.
Yes.
At no point in time, at no instance, I was obligated to give turnover note to Honorable the National President, Olano Teah Bloh. Olano Teah Bloh never took over from me as National President. I will honor the obligation, constitutional obligations, to turn over to the 15th President of LSUIC and not the 16th President. Thank you,
Yeah,
Your Honor, for the clarity.
definitely, I understand. The reason I'm asking you is because the president said he did not receive. So I want to make sure you gave to Honorable Solre, and he did not give to the current national president. So that's
Thank
the
you.
clarity I wanted from you. And then as you answered, we all heard that when it comes to written document, as you said, you did not give a written turnover note to your successor, Honorable Solre. But you guys had a meeting and you turned over every account, and whatever you needed to turn over to him was turned over. Is that right?
That's correct. Every account, every document that needed for the functioning of his office were turned over to him, were explained to him, were explained to the NEC, and the NEC were given opportunity to ask questions, to seek clarity whatsoever they needed clarity. And I still open my windows. Should there be the case that they are having issue with whatsoever, they can still reach out to me and I will avail myself for whatsoever clarity they would need. And I didn't receive at no point in time from any members of the under the leadership of Honorable Solre.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any JB member has a question? You can go ahead.
Yeah. Thank
Any
you.
JB member has a question? You can go ahead.
Yep. Once again, my name is Jesse Sanode, and I am the adjudicator one. I have a series of questions for clarity, and it begins with your opening statement by asking the JB why you are here. So my question here regarding your statement is, if you are a leader, if anything happens contrary during your tenure, shouldn't you be questioned? That's my first question to Honorable Johnson.
Your Honor, Honorable Nori, I don't know if I'm getting the name correct.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. My assertion, Your Honor, has never been, I should not be questioned. That was not my question, or that was not my assertion, or that was not my position. My position to the Judicial Board was, if you receive a document from the audit committee and that document reads or carried information that did not indict me as a person in any given communication,
So
why then will I be on track?
So to hold you to a point, the question is, if something happens contrary during your tenure, it's not pointing directly to you. The audit report did not point directly to you. The audit report says there was misappropriation during your period or during your tenure. And you are the one who were heading the union at the moment or at the time. So shouldn't you be questioned, or shouldn't the board have you to give your side of the story or what you know?
Your Honor, sorry to disagree with you respectfully. Can you tell me where in any of the audit committee opinions that say during my leadership there were misappropriation? It is
Yes.
the audit committee failure or intentional choosing to intentionally conceal information, which I came out in the meeting held wherein the audit committee were given the position to give whatsoever they have gathered or whatsoever evidence they have had during the period, the 1 year period they were given to carry on an audit process. All right.
So
come out and say, audit committee, you did not do justice, and I do believe there are issues. Believe to have to be concealment of certain things from the audit report, because I see clarity from the audit committee of spec 17, which of course they failed to answer. I also availed myself to answer questions, to provide clarity, and other member of the other auditees to provide clarity. And the audit committee choose not to get us involved. Instead, to come out and give an opinion that does not reflect the true image of LSUIC. That's why I question. But at no point in time or no documents that says there were misappropriation.
So in your deliberation, sorry that I'm holding you there. In your deliberation, this final hearing, I overheard you making allegations that the financial secretary did something contrary. I don't know as to whether it was on your watch or it wasn't on your watch. So if your financial secretary did something on your watch, shouldn't you be questioned as well?
Honorable, you are still making,
my point here is that we have something. It's not about lecture, but in leadership, there is something in leadership that when you are the leader, you take responsibility one way or the other. If something goes wrong, you need to be questioned. You need to give your side of the story or what you know. So if you,
I would disagree with you to an extent to take responsibility.
To some extent.
Can you just
I cannot take responsibility for individual offices.
Honorable Johnson.
I'm coming. Honorable Nora, can you please wait, please? Honorable Johnson.
Let's go further.
I want to guess true. Definitely, you can respond to him.
No problem.
Let's go further. I'm asking the question. So, Honorable Johnson, let's just be short in our deliberation response. You also allege that the audit committee didn't follow or give you due process. Are you alleging that the audit committee didn't give you due process?
Honorable, to an extent, I will say the audit committee did not, and I'm not just the only person, gave a full due process to an extent. And what do I mean? It was agreed by the joint body that this audit committee would conduct an independent audit wherein they will be able to request documents from those that deserve questionings or auditees. Also, in that, just what you are doing, the very same proceedings, we recommended it to the audit committee. Sorry to say, but we recommended it. If I want to be singular here, I would say I recommend this to the audit committee because these are process based on standard. That if you have issues, there is an audit, all right, you first make inquiries. You get those inquiries, you review those inquiries. When there are reasons for doubts, you invite those people that are going to, let's say for this hearing, you will say auditees, to have conference for with these audit members, especially when you are dealing with different offices. Although this is NEC, but you are dealing with different offices. So, okay, for instance, you said John Brown, for example, or Mr. Johnson served as president. Mr. Johnson, under no given circumstances, Mr. Johnson, as NEC member, all right, as president, can take money or to do everything, that take money from LSUIC and do this and do that and do that and do this. No. Money business is squarely outside the functions of the national president. The only thing the national president have to do, that they approve fund, they send the financial put through that document, they send to him when he view, he say, okay, this is right, he approved. In that instance, that's why I believe that even the audit committee should have called me maybe as an expert witness, that, okay, if you don't have certain clarity on this, and the national president function, especially when it comes to expenditure, the national president is signatory to, you will say, Mr. President, we receive XYZ documents. Mr. President, are you aware of XYZ document, or did you sign for certain funds to be expended for LSUIC? Let the president be there to maybe lie on the oath and say, no, I didn't sign, or let the president be truthful and say, yes, I signed, and let him also be truthful to say, no, I didn't sign. That's my point. And if you validate that, I will give a specific reference to an instance that happened before, wherein even my signature were forged and used without my knowledge. And everyone in LSUIC knows that it is not strange. So that was the duty of the audit committee. I'm not saying I should not be questioned. I always avail myself. From the very onset of this audit process, I wouldn't unveil myself. That if there is any clarity, if there is any question, if there is any way you want me to do, invite me, call me. But for you to say you indict me for what? State what you indict me for. You cannot state it, then you say you indict me. I should go through process like I'm on trial. That's my question. If I'm on a trial, then the 15th president should be on a trial. That's my point.
So let's go for the.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Regarding the provision of evidences, do you think within yourself that all of the evidence that you provided, that you assisted with, is enough to prove or disprove or to help this case?
1,001%. 1,001%, I will say.
Thank you.
It is sufficient enough. It is sufficient enough to inform the decision of the Judicial Board. Even beyond that, my testimony on this platform to answer to critical questions of issues that the Judicial Board will seek clarity on will also inform the Judicial Board. This is why, even from the beginning, I asked the Judicial Board that before any member is given the opportunity to speak to the Judicial Board, they should be placed on an oath that today or tomorrow, if they lie, they will be held in contempt. That was my recommendation to the Judicial Board. And I'm glad today the Judicial Board saw reason in that to administer all. And I know and I believe they will go on with the same process with all other members that are participating in this trial, if I may.
So my follow-up question goes like this. In your deliberations, you allege that LSUIC was robbed. And could you tell the JB, as your statement may be clear, who do you think or allege corrupted the funds? Or no questions?
Honorable Florence Corporal Moore, I believe, strongly believe, not just because I have belief, but with all facts, evidences presented to the Judicial Board that LSUIC was robbed in the tune of 22,000. Those 22,000 up to today's date were not accounted for. And honorable adjudicator, why even, let's say this, all right? I talked myself into belief to say, okay, when I did the check and balance with all of the two financial officers, all right? I said to myself, just maybe, this may have been oversight. I made myself to believe. I said, okay, then maybe in the worst case scenario, the financial officer may have mistaken. Say, oh, maybe I forget this money was somewhere and I didn't get, that's what I hoped for. So at the time, I didn't know. Maybe I withdraw the money, I put it in cash and was just laying in my room. And it just came to my mind. I just, in the worst case scenario now, or just maybe, Mr. President, oh, sorry, or former president, oh, sorry. Maybe the worst case scenario happened with me. And I did XYZ. And Mr. President, I'm into this. How then can we go through with this process with the, how can you help explain this to the NEC, not to conceal the current NEC, not to conceal, but to be able to draft at least a restitutional plan for those own accounted funds. But nothing like that, honorable members of the Judicial Board.
Thank you. Let me
I called this person. I gave them every reason that you can do like due process. Explain yourself. Even from the time she was serving, let me say this. I went on record in the first hearing. I said this, and I challenged the Honorable Financial Secretary or all other financiers during my leadership to say I did not do so. I invited the financial secretaries, the treasurer, to give account of this missing fund. Honorable Financial Secretary, you said you received this money. And in this financial record, it is not reflecting that SYC money was reported into the treasury. How then do you justify this? You know, first what happened? Before the financial secretary said she's not answerable to me. She's answerable to the financial secretary. I mean, say to whatsoever audit that will come out. No problem. Your Honor, what make me to believe the last hearing with the financial secretary, when even the in-person of Honorable Jacob Cephus Johnson, who happens to be one of your members, was a witness to that meeting. In that meeting, the financial officer still refused to clear out of the missing funds within LSUIC that came in and was not reported. To an extent, in that same meeting, the financial officer went and started to delete records from the financial document. So, which make me now to believe, say, oh, this was not an error. This was intentional. And I believe to an extent, this was something that is being done because some of them happens to be funds of general preference that was not that was unaccounted for, and it's happening under the stewardship of Honorable Coco Wejila. And that being said, I believe to a great extent that funds for LSUIC was received and was not reported because it is in the financial document. And at no point in time, and no financial record to prove that those funds were turned over to the treasurer. And our constitution requires, if you receive money for LSUIC, you are under the obligation within 72 hours to turn over funds. And that 72 hours have gone into years, and those funds have not been turned over to LSUIC. Thank you, Your Honor. So I have ever believed or ever right to believe that those funds were stolen from LSUIC.
Okay. Thank you. Honorable Nola, do you have any other question?
Let me just wrap up my question.
Okay.
Now, if you from your response stating that you are convinced of your allegations, you just stated actions that were taken to mitigate the issues. Can that be proven as well through or where are these also proven? And secondly, don't you think from these allegations or happenings on your watch, I want to believe that the NEC during that time were informed of the issues, or were there something that was just discussed beyond the door or what?
Honorable, during my leadership, I know nothing called behind the whole stuff when it comes to NEC or when it comes to the workings of LSUIC. It is always official, especially something of this magnitude. And that's why even during my leadership, during my time in office, I took a drastic action. And not just me, I mean, the entire NEC took a decisions, which of course I presented this to the NEC, to the Judicial Board. We took actions, we revoked certificates that were given to people, we reported funds that were missing from LSUIC covers, and numbers of things we reported. It is not something I would say, it is the president did something behind the door. No. Even while serving, this was revealed. Actions were taken. But you know what, Honorable? The Constitution gave a particular body that's so authority to checkmate when it comes to finances. So that's why we said we will wait. Whatsoever time maybe audit committee comes, we will be able to unveil these things to the audit committee, and they will be able to go through them, validate them, and see if we are lying or if we are not.
Okay.
So
every
thank you.
Arrest my case.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Lewis, Honorable Williams. Is it?
Honorable,
Oh, no.
hello. Honorable.
Yes.
Yeah. Before you continue, please tell the national president to log the chat, and also if the recording is not on, he can turn it on.
Yeah, the recording is on. Probably to log the chat. Okay. Honorable National President, if it's possible, can you please log the chat?
Okay.
Honorable Chisman, you can go ahead with your question.
Yeah, so, okay, thank you. Yeah, to the President Emeritus, I have a question. I have a few questions. According to Article 14(1)(j), which states that the president should approve all expenditure of LSUIC. So during your tenure, did you personally authorize every expenditure, or were there any expenditure made without your approval? That's one aspect. So if I can get the answer, then I will have a follow-up
Honorable,
question.
please, can you restate your question because I need to understand it better to be able to give an informed decision of the question.
All
On the
right.
question.
According to Article 14(1)(j), which states that the national president shall approve all expenditure of LSUIC. During your tenure, did you personally authorize every expenditure? That's one. Were there any expenditure made without your approval? That's the second portion of my question. If that is answered, then I have a follow-up question to that.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Constitution says the president shall approve all expenditure of LSUIC. That's what the Constitution says. And also, the question then becomes, is it possible that expenditure can be made without the president's knowledge or notice? I will say yes. And here is how I defend that. Your Honor, this is why the or what we will call the check and balance document presented to the audit committee flag out every fund that is not to the acquiescence of the national president. Every fund that I know that I can attest to, it is checkmarked because I'm in the know. But any funds I know that I'm not aware of, it is clarified in that document. It is clarified in the document presented to the Judicial Board, and it was also presented to the audit committee. Yes, it is the function of the national president, but if someone, for example, choose to give funds without my knowledge, I do not know the money that LSUIC or how much come into LSUIC call, for example, only when I receive financial document. Then where I ask question now, when I go to expenditure, because if they say A items was expended, then I say, but this other item, maybe I do not know how it was expended. So can you explain to me how this was expended? Because if it was expended, not to my knowledge. That's the only thing I know of. So if somebody choose to expend money without me knowing, a typical example, there were confusion came. Let me say this, even at the last conference, because of this constitutional clause. The Constitution says, like you stated the article correct, that the president should approve all expenditure of LSUIC. Now, Jessey province, which of course it was very brilliant, which of course we have always encouraged, and it was a foresight certainty of the then coordinator to establish what we call an account with LSUIC, that is a saving account with LSUIC Treasury. Now, what Jessey province under then the coordinator wanted was, because you send money to LSUIC Treasury, when you want to receive money, you will go behind the horse or to the financial secretary, the money we have inside that Jessey money carried to me without the knowledge of the national president. Which of course you know that this money of Jessey province is recorded. It's recorded under the accounts in LSUIC that this money came out. So how now when money is going out, you don't want the president to be in the know? You say the financial secretary agree to you, the president cannot be signatory to that fund. And that's why we argue. I can remember during the conference, the last conference, the 2024 conference of Jessey province, they never received the funds from Jessey for Jessey province to carry out the conference from their account because the then coordinator said he will not allow me to sign funds? Why should the president sign funds that belong to Jessey province? And you know what happened Saturday, Your Honor, and Chiefsman? The financial secretary went and disbursed funds to Jessey province without me knowing. And then the financial secretary record funds in LSUIC or record entry in LSUIC financial record saying XYZ fund came into LSUIC in 4,000 in the tune of 4,000. And whereby the same financial secretary reported only 2,000 to the national treasurer. But you claim it in the financial record, you say you received 4,000 plus for Jessey province. Now, you only report, according to you, from that money, you only report that is on record. You only report 2,000 and some change to the treasurer. And then that money that came in is unaccounted for. How it went out is unaccounted, not to my knowledge. So this is what I'm trying to say. To an extent, I would want to clarify this, why it is true the president have the authority to approve funds. People or officials can choose to do things that are outside the Constitution. And that's why the Judicial Board have come with the responsibility to interpret that say, hey, you are not in authorization to spend without certain person knowledge. And with the unapproved budget, this president made official requests to the Council of Coordinators. Even the very senior coordinator, the current senior adjudicator, Honorable Moses King Performer, I can remember at one instance, he was one of, I think, guarantor or someone for somebody who came to collect loan. At the time, we have not had budget. And I told the Honorable that I cannot disburse funds under wherein we have not had a budget or the budget have not been approved by the JB. So if that would be the case, wisely, since student at the time was traveling, I decided to write officially to the Council of Coordinator requesting authorization to be able to spend while we're still waiting the budget, because there was some level of procrastination on the constitutional responsibility of the financial secretary in Honorable Cetee Moore. And I reported that to the COC. I mean, the two COC that during my term, the COC of 2023-2024 and the COC of 2024-2025, which Honorable Kingsford Flomo served as the senior coordinator.
Yeah, so again, I want to ask you again. When you were explaining, you spoke about money getting missing, and you even point at the financial secretary. You said that you are sure of your statement. You are sure of your statement. So according to article 9B8, it talks about penalties and misappropriation of funds. So how be it, since then you have already identified that the financial secretary has stolen this money or took this money from the cover, sorry for that statement, took this money from the cover, what action did you take at that point? Because now it is not alleged. You already know what happened, and you can already point at the individual who did the act. What action did you take at that moment during your tenure?
Thank you. Your Honor, the first action I did, I recall, especially when it comes to the due aspect, right? I recall good standing certificates that were issued to members of LSUIC. I will show you some of the notable victims at the time. Should I go on the name? The records are there. I think you are aware. Even even I can recall, even you, Your Honor, you did went ahead to get clarification on your financial records, because I can recall you were in orange in one of the or in yellow, if you can recall. When those people who I believe, especially from the due side, when we came out with the fund after it has been investigated, you understand? After it has been investigated administratively as a NEC, I took actions where my power or where the power of the NEC lies. Although we are the NEC, but mind you, this president, even if you see somebody, that why our law is, they say the law is very, yeah, sometimes it can be funny. Even if you see somebody stealing, even if you see somebody kill, until proven guilty, that person can claim innocent. Now, what did I do? I requested for audit committee, right? I sent all, how you call it, said nominations for auditors. Because as a president, I cannot carry on official audit. No, you have to get an independent body to conduct audit. So we put a nomination at the time only 2 qualified person, and from the 2, one of them was somebody at least that was doing something related to accounting. The other person, far from it, don't have knowledge, because we're afraid even we want somebody that will understand the material, understands what they are doing before they can conduct audit. Since we were not successful, this is why we said we will make ourselves available to aid in whatsoever means possible to support this leadership. Honorable, let me say this. Their leadership, even at the time, never knew said something to do. I, as a president, I could have said on and say, maybe that year, it will tarnish my leadership need that member of my leadership take money from LSUIC or did not report funds that they received for LSUIC, but rather recorded into LSUIC financial record, which of course that funds were not turned over. All right, I could have sat on it and work with clean say that what even happened on the first audit report. The first audit report said no money was stolen from LSUIC. I went and reviewed that. I said, no, it is not possible, because you have every documents before you that prove that money was stolen by a particular individual who refused to give clarity. And yet it is still being ignored. That what gave me upset. So I took action as a president where needed. Places that the power of the NEC lies, we took action. After the findings was established, we record certificates. We even went after the current president were denied a how you call it, clearance to participate even in elections due to some of these things that were not established at the time. These are actions I took as a president and as the NEC as a whole. There were so many actions that will the benefit of LSUIC. People started paying their actual due. People can't get clarity. They say, oh no, we pay SYC due. But we did with this SYC thing, it's not happening. So how they said our name in the record that says, oh, we have defaulted in our payments of dues and whatsoever. So I took action where needed. But if I should take action to say you SYC thing should happen to you, or you are guilty, pay LSUIC money, it is not within the purview of the national president. It is within the power of the audit committee that can decide that. And finally, if the NEC sees needs to forward that case to the Judicial Board, it is the Judicial Board that can come up with that finding. So as a president, I cannot take actions where my power does not reach.
Mr. President, I think I want to differ with you on that, because if you have met the Judicial Board or use all other means that you could use, you also have the power to meet the embassy. You are the president, you are the head of the organization or the institution. So you also have that power to reach out to the embassy for complaints, because this is financial issue and it's a serious matter. But you didn't mention anything like that. Your power is not just limited to the student body. If you have consider all other factors and nothing working, did you consider reaching out to the embassy?
Your Honor, do you consider Article 9, Article 9B that speaks to membership rights and obligations? It says all members should be given due process. And in the instance of audit, especially for this, that the audit report to validate certain claims, the president, whether being the president or you can be whosoever, he does not have the right. Today, although the audit committee say no money was stolen from LSUIC, if the Judicial Board say they agree with it and looking at all of the evidence before them and say, oh yeah, we saw with the audit committee that no money was stolen from LSUIC, I have no right, because due process has been respected as per our constitution, what is required. So as a president, even If I know that somebody stole money, I have to give them due process. Where the power I had at the time as a national president or the NEC had, we took that action. We revoked people's certificates. We denied people from participating in elections until those things can be cleared out.
Did you revoke the financial secretary?
I suspend financial secretary.
I will
What
stop
action
here,
is
Mr. Bisaling. I will stop here.
administratively?
I will stop here, Mr. Bisaling. Maybe I will come back.
Because if you say
Oh,
report,
okay.
if you
Okay.
say
Okay.
report,
Thank you.
the president cannot
Thank
report.
you.
When you go to case, when you go to court, the president then can
Honorable
report.
Johnson.
And that's what I reported my case.
Thank you.
When the audit committee said they
Thank you.
never found any funds missing.
Thank you. Honorable Johnson, can you hear me?
I'm here, sir.
That's why I allowed
You are breaking in, sir.
my colleagues to ask. And the first thing I want to make clear to you, because a petition was written against your allegation that was made. I think we sent the national president communication to you. And in that communication, it was alleged that it was stated that you made an allegation that 22,000 was missing from LSUIC cover. So the national president, the board to look into that. That's what the board called you. Why the audit committee called you, we don't know, because we are not an audit committee. But we can tell you exactly why we call you. If petition the board to look into the case of anybody, even if that person thinks they are guilty or not, once the board has been petitioned to look into a case concerning you, you will be invited. And that's the due process. So that's why you are here, just to make that clear. For what the audit
And that's why
committee
I say to the board
you,
that yes, money was stolen, and I presented the evidence to the board that yes, money was stolen to substantiate that.
We will definitely go in that. I can say to you that we have the next 15 minutes, you and myself, to go in that. Okay, just for the first clarity here, the last time we had a pre-hearing, you made a statement that you sent your own official audit document to the national president. Just for clarity purpose, we'll reach out to you. We found out, or we identified, that you did not send this document directly to the president, but you sent this document to the audit committee, CC the president and about it, that you have sent to the audit committee, but you did not send to him directly. That's just for the clarity, because we reached out and we got the clarity on that. Secondly,
can I provide clarity on that?
Let me share my screen because we have a preliminary hearing.
Can I provide clarity on that, Your Honor?
Because the clarity has already been provided, I think. Is there something contrary to what I said?
Yes, I want to provide that clarity because it is being established by the board. In your statement, I think that this president did not give document. Let me say this. This would date back to August. I was under no obligation, all right, to call the president or to give documents to this president, to the current president. I did that at my own volition because I needed accountability, I needed transparency, and we needed to establish the truth. I called the national president over for a meeting over 3 hours plus and presented every piece of evidence to the national president of the unofficial audit document. Every piece of documents. Further, when we met in the joint meeting, the president requests to me, and further the president requests, let me tell you, let me play around someone. When I say play around, Your Honor, I served the very same board. And you know what? I served this board as a senior adjudicator. And in law and in communication, you act based on communication. I was instructed by the president to forward all documents requested by the audit committee to the audit committee chairperson. What did I do?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Forward those documents to the audit committee chairperson
Definitely.
and notify the president that I have forwarded those documents to the chairperson. He
Yeah.
can confirm.
Okay.
So I deal with communication.
Okay.
So I will
Yes.
follow
Thank
the
you. So,
communication.
yeah. So definitely, that's the same thing I'm saying. The president knew that you forwarded. He was informed. I saw the screenshot, but you did not send the document to him directly. I think what you are saying is the same thing I said. So the president was in the know-how that the document was sent to the audit committee chair in the communication you sent to us, but you did not send that document to him directly. Maybe you discussed it online on a call, which of course we don't have record to that.
3
But
hours
what
meeting.
we have record to,
3 hours meeting.
what you record to is that you did not, but you informed him that the document has been forwarded to the audit committee chair. That's why we have evidence to. The call, we were not there. We just saw the time. So let's move forward so that we don't waste time.
NEC and the audit committee operates as an independent body if you read the Constitution. The NEC, for me, I would say this, as per the Constitution and the functionality of the NEC, I will under no obligation to forward documents, especially that pertains to audit, to the NEC. I'm under the moral obligation to forward documents to the audit committee, and that's why I follow, even based on the instruction from the national president, to forward those documents to the audit committee.
Okay, definitely. So why are we holding you for this? Is because in your communication, you said you forward to the president. So you are under no obligation to forward to him. We get the point. But because you said you did,
forward documents,
and the national president made a request.
In the context
and that's
of, I presented this document
to
for
make
3 hours plus meeting to the national president.
It's not that. Let's move on. The clarity has been made already.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, he's in the know-how. Definitely, like I said, the president was in the know, but you did not forward the document directly to him. That's the clarity. Let's move on. Let's not take LSUIC time. As I said, this is the final hearing, and for this board, we do not take ambiguous statement in final hearing. So I want us to go step by step before LSUIC. So this is the unofficial audit you did. Can you see?
Yes, I'm seeing, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thank you. Start with this one first. We look at this document. The only difference here is 54 RMB, and it is from the offering, the chaplaincy offering to. Let me get that amount. Okay, here I think it's here. So the difference from the tallying you did is 54 RMB. I have two questions towards that. Question number one: was this 54 RMB paid for? Is or who was responsible for this 54 RMB that is not accounted?
Okay, thank you very much. For clarity first, as you see the title of that document, it says first quarter 2024-2025. This balance or this difference does not cover the entire period that the check and balance were being conducted for, only for this quarter. And mind you, after this document was even reviewed with the financial secretary again, right? We discovered that this money was not even 54. It amounted to 70 RMB. And the financial secretary paid that money to Honorable Noah D. Mason, the current financial secretary.
Okay,
in that very meeting.
Yeah, sure. So this 70 RMB, as you said, we only have 54 for now. We have other documents that we are going to go through them. This 54, who was responsible, and was it paid back to LSUIC?
Honorable Florence Moore.
Okay, so this money was taken from the LSUIC Sunday service offertory. Here I see 460, and then here we see 406. So I want to ask a direct question because we are in actual hearing. We have to get the details. Was it that the chaplain general did not turn over 460? So Florence
It
Cetee
is
Moore,
not-
sorry, Honorable Moore. So where the discrepancy? I want to
No,
understand,
it's
please.
not that. It is not that the Chaplain General did not turn over this money to Honorable Florence Cetee Moore. Well, in fact, it was Honorable Moore who collected this money. At the time, I have not appointed a Chaplain General. At the time, I have not appointed a Chaplain General, if at best of my recollections. So this Sunday offertory was collected by Honorable Moore, because at the time she was serving as a financial secretary, I think, better to my recollections. So I don't know how this money was collected, but in the check and balance document, the recording in her financial records shows that this money was short. And when we further review that document along with Honorable Mason, this money even added up, right, to 70 RMB. It was added to 70,
Okay.
it increased now to 70 RMB,
Okay.
and that money were paid to Honorable, how you call it, Noah D. Mason in that meeting.
Okay, so this money was paid by Honorable Cetee Moore, Florence
Honorable Cetee Moore.
Cetee Moore to Honorable Noah Mason. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, so
and the
she was
reason only that amount was paid to Noah.
I will give you a chance to speak. I will give you a chance to speak, please. Let me get something clear. This money
Okay.
that was missing, that we see 54 RMB, and you did your background check, it increased to 70 RMB. It was confirmed that this money
Yes.
was
Was not
accounted for
reported.
from the Honorable Cetee Moore. That was confirmed.
Yes,
And
was
then
not
she paid that
reported.
money to Honorable Noah Mason.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, so you can make any clarity you want to make on that, and we'll move to the next one.
All right, thank you very much. The reason it was only restricted to the first quarter, Honorable Noah said he had no dealing with 2023, 2024. He only dealing with 2024, 2025, because he will be presenting annual records, let's say annual report, to the conference. So, and our annual report covers from first quarter to fourth quarter, up to the period, that is to the 24th, that he will be reporting whatsoever time he will close his book for reporting. And that's why it was only restricted to that amount.
Okay, so we're done with that, and we are let me start from the bottom and then I get to the top, because we have a lot here to clarify. Before LSUIC, I don't want us to have any ambiguous statement. So let me start with this money that are in red. The payment for award, the payment for rent, and all of these. Were those money given to the National Financial Secretary in person of Honorable Moore directly?
The first payment, the payment you're seeing there for awards and honor, those payments were questioned. Those payments were questioned. The Honorable Financial Secretary was thrown with the responsibility during the conference during the conference period. All right. The conference committee, along with the NEC, agreed that the award or honor to be given by the NEC should be taken care of by the NEC. And Honorable Moore were thrown with that responsibility to make inquiries from vendors and report fees to the NEC. Now, Honorable Moore made inquiries of those awards and honor and presented them to us. Some of the awards amounting to 35 RMB, some of them 30, some of them 10 RMB, some of them 25 RMB. To my utmost surprise, in the check and balance, Honorable Moore came with higher figures that she paid some of the award 90, 70, and so forth. Whereas she has informed the NEC that these are the amount that I need to purchase. I have spoken with the vendors and they confirmed this is the price for the printing and everything and the shipping to be able to send to this address, and this is it. All of a sudden, those prices increased not just by 2%, 3%, it's skyrocketed without explanation. And there where it
Oh,
even
okay.
started in the check and balance process when the statement, the famous statement came from that I'm not answerable to you, I'm answerable to the audit committee. Because when we're going through the check
Okay.
and balance process. So we move on to
Okay.
the bus rental. The
Yeah.
bus rental, the 700 you see here, the 700 you see, it was approved. It was approved by the national president at the conference. The conference committee said they never had money for transportation, that is to cover the bus, all right, for us to go on a fee. That was discretionary at the time we were under the obligation. Conference committee said they not get money and people need to go on the field. So when the financial secretary, the conference committee chairperson, the co-chairperson, and us we discussed, they would say we have to expand this. Mr. President, let me use the word from the conference committee. They say that your conference, if you're not doing that, your need will spoil. Whereby they were giving money. And that's why you see, even in my communication with the audit committee, I said that the conference committee should have been called upon to even be audited. Now, this money was approved by me. There's 700 to the the financial secretary with the acquiescence of members of the NEC. We move on to the 7,000 plus. There's 7,000 here. I know of 7,000. I don't know where the 740 coming from. Just maybe a clarity can be given because I think the difference amount was 7,000. And let me say this. The conference committee were giving money to pay for hotel. And that's why I say I'm angry as to how this the audit committee carry on their audit. The conference committee were giving a budget, giving a funds to pay for hotel. You know what the conference committee did? Oh God. The conference committee, when I arrived in Wuhan, the 23rd, did you know what the conference committee came and tell me? That, Mr. President, well, I know that the hotel have already been paid for because they have received the hotel money. The conference committee come and tell me they have not paid for the hotel. And in fact, the only money they having with them were 10,000 plus. 10,000, I think 10,000 and some change. My goodness, you requested for XYZ amount, it was 19,000 plus for hotel. We provided that money to you. And you come and tell us that only 10,000 you having. The justification was, oh, President, we pay for, the share. We now wanted to come to the NEC because the first share we did, we take Bloh, we went with fake, the share, the people gave us that were fake share. So we couldn't do anything. So now that's why the money what we take to print new share, we took it from the conference budget. So that's why we are short on this. Now we are talking about the 24th. Anybody that knows about the conference situation will tell you that it was on the 24th. We even changed the venue. And the money now that we started to pay, it was, I think, 16,000, 16,000 plus to the hotel. There where you see the 7,000 came from to Honorable Moore. That, okay, NEC decides we cannot take this, this cannot come as a shame to NEC, and we will have to go the extra. Now, mind you, these funds are from the turnover balance toward the NEC. What was reported, we're having 46,000 in the cover. 46,000 reported by the National Treasurer as the money in the cover sitting for LSUIC. So yes, LSUIC have this fund to be able to expand. From the closing balance now, you get me?
Okay, so let's just stop clarity so that we don't. Honorable Johnson, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so please, so for the sake of all of us and those that are following, let's go step by step, little by little. You said this 7,000. Am I being heard?
Yeah.
You said this 7,740 RMB. You are only aware of 7,000 and not the 740 RMB. Is that right?
So my recollection.
Okay, so that means you did not approve this 740 to be spent, or the NEC did not approve this 740 to be spent. Is that right?
If there is any justifiable reason to that, that can be provided by the financial secretary that I'm not aware of, then I will be able to answer the report. To my best of my recollection, I know of 7,000 that we're supposed to add to the hotel payment.
Okay, so as of now, you are only aware of 7,000 and not 700, and the additional 740. You do not know about it.
No, unless
Okay.
clarity can be given, because clarity was never given to me for the 740, so I do not know.
Did you? Okay, so let me ask you: did you ask the National Financial Secretary after she made her financial report and you saw this 7,740? Did you inquire?
I inquired
About this
because the
money.
financial secretary submitted what we call the conference expenditure report from the NEC, money that NEC expended extra outside of what the the conference committee spent. All right, she sent a conference expenditure report, and in that expenditure report, I questioned these funds, and the financial secretary told me I'm only answerable to audit.
Okay, all right. So as of just for clarity, the conference that you are referring to is the 2024
Wuhan
conference. Is that
conference.
right?
Wuhan
2024 Wuhan conference. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so after the conference, the National Financial Secretary was still in office. Is that right?
That's correct, because she was elected financial secretary at the I think it was the 17 or 18 conference, 18 annual conference.
So from that day up to the time she resigned, when you kept making follow up on those funds and you are not getting understanding, because this is 2024 conference we are talking about.
That's correct.
When you kept, because you said you've been making inquiry on those funds without you didn't understand. Did you at any point in time reach out to the Judicial Board, reach out to NEC members, reach out to the COC concerning this fund? Will go to the rest of them, just will go step by step. This 740 RMB, did you at any point in time reach out to the NEC, reach out to the JB, or reach out to the COC?
Constitutionally, it says the NEC is the highest decision-making body of LSUIC.
I understand you. Let's just go fast and not. I want us to go fast and not delay. Let me just be
we are
direct.
going forward, because you asked a question if I inform the judiciary or NEC.
Yeah, let me just add on with the LSUIC time. Yeah, the JB, NEC. Yeah.
The last, I think.
Yeah, go ahead. Did you inform any of them?
I think it was the updated document from Honorable Moore. It came in, I think, a conference, because she provided, I think, almost 3 different conference documents. The first conference document she provided said, man, the numbers, they are not adding, or you are not substantiating this amount. She went again. She came back, I think it was in August 15. She went again and came back in September. I think September something. I think September 18 or September something. And I said, these numbers are still not adding, or you're still not justifying this amount. At the time, we are still in my second term. Now, if I reported to the judiciary, if I reported to the COC, or if I reported to the how you call it, the judiciary or the COC, if that's what your question was, my direct answer here is, if we have had a audit committee, because I told the financial secretary, what I told her. I said, this money, since you cannot give clarity on these funds, these figures are questionable to audit, and since you say you are not answerable to me, wherever, because it was my hope and aspiration that we would have had audit, that whenever an audit committee is commissioned, these complaints will be officially filed, which of course I did now with this, even this current audit committee, that I officially filed these complaints.
All right. Okay. So the answer is you did not inform the JB or the,
because there was no constitutional requirement of the NEC to do so. That's my direct answer.
Yeah, so you did not. That's what I mean. Okay.
There was no constitutional requirement of me as a national president to do so.
So if you identify a mismanagement of LSUIC fund, and you reach out to the person in question, which was the financial secretary, questioned her on those funds, and she did not give you any reliable answer. You don't think it was wise enough to reach out to the NEC, have NEC meeting, and if it cannot be solved within the NEC, reaching out to the COC or to the JB? In your reasoning as national president, then you did not see it necessary. Is that right?
Because the COC and the Judicial Board cannot commission an audit. So there was no reason that I saw that I will report this to the judiciary to commission or to be able to conduct an audit. Nowhere in the Constitution requires the judiciary or the COC to commission an audit.
Okay. So let's move forward. Just to go back a little. So there's 700 RMB for payment for rental bus.
Authorized. And aware of
you
the
are knowledgeable of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's 2,673.5. Questionable. In what sense?
The figures reported here, it was not what the financial secretary reported to the NEC for cost of certificates and earnings. It's far lesser.
So how much do you have the figure? What's the exact figure that the NEC approved for the National Financial Secretary to spend on awards and honors?
I think the total of this amount, I stand to be corrected. It was in the tune of 1,002 something. I think 1,235. The total, the cumulative amount was, I think, 1,230 something for the total certificate that the financial secretary, based on what she presented to us from the vendors. But instead, the financial secretary came in a report. She did not inform the NEC, say, oh, at some point in time, or maybe press change with the vendor. The vendor say the certificate was supposed to pay 25. The press now go to 80 RMB or 90 RMB as reported by the financial secretary. No, at no point in time did the financial secretary came back to us say this price have changed. It was constant with the knowledge of the NEC that this is the cost of certificate. I only get to know of this amount in NEC members when we start to do the check and balance, which became questionable without any justification. Everything, the words of the financial secretary, she's not answerable to me, she only answerable to the audit committee.
Okay, just to recheck and clarify. DC approved for awards and honor was way lesser than the money that the National Financial Secretary spent in the conference. Is that right?
That's correct.
And she did not inform the NEC before making any extra expenditure. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. So we can move on to the 75. You can continue. The payment for quality fees to Joshua and certificates.
Honorable Moore informed me that she gave this guy Josiah pay for his quaddy. She informed me that she paid Josiah transportation for the quaddy. That time I was in section. All right, I think I was presenting, because if you attended the conference, you would know that I was walking around there, even a bubble, giving mark to people, doing this one, doing that one. The financial secretary told me, because she couldn't wait on me, she gave Josiah 75 kwa to pay for quaddy for him to bring certificate to her. That's what I was told. And I said, the certificates or the things were sent to, let me say, that was my question. Those things were sent to, what her name? The chairperson home. And the chairperson in the conference budget were giving transportation. So how can now you come and you say you're spending extra money for Josiah to come, and the conference committee were giving funds for transportation? And she even charged her, she paid the car that she came with to the conference committee has space that she could put those few certificates, even if from where you can put your foot and bring it, but instead you said you and Josiah have to bring certificate from the whole. Well, since the certificates are here, and I think it was the how you call it, official certificates. All right, it was the official certificate. You see the certificate that the NEC is supposed to, let me say the IEC is supposed to certificate elected officials.
Okay. All right. So let's make this clear. Were you informed before or
I was
after the
informed.
spend?
I
Before. Were
was
you informed
informed
before?
after.
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 Okay.
Yes.
And was this communicated in the NEC group? Just to make sure all of the NEC members were also in the know-how that an extra spending was being done from LSUIC cover.
In NEC group, this amount, I will say to my recollections, no. However, like I always do as national president, after in our last, I think it was the first meeting we ever had, the financial secretary were told to bring forth expenditure made during the conference. And the financial secretary just said, oh, I will bring those documents. I never questioned this when this money here was presented by the financial secretary, this 75, because prior to the presentation from her, I think it was August 15, I was aware that she have given 75 RMB to, I don't know, one Josiah to bring IEC certificate to the conference.
Okay. So let's move on to the 140. Were you informed? Was this expenditure in alignment with LSU with the NEC approved budget for the conference?
All right. The NEC, when we started, how you call this here, to identify that there was serious problem with the conference committee after receiving funds and there are things that are not available, an emergency meeting was held the 23rd with NEC. An emergency meeting was held the 23rd. And in that meeting, we agreed unanimously that wheresoever we were fortunate or the conference committee did not touch, where we able to, and it is justifiable and that's something that was spending on, NEC will authorize it. So for the photo frame, the conference committee I told, oh, we forget we not pay for how you call this here, or photo frame. So if you want to photo frame, it means that NEC will have to go in the cover to pay. Let me tell you something, that even that very day, as Sudu, one of the things I paid for my pocket even that day were the ballot paper that I even used. I think it was 280 something. I paid for my pocket. But it was not even money that was not even available.
Okay, so this 140, you were aware of this 140, right?
I'm aware of photo frame. Whether it can be justified that the frame was 140, and I was told that 140 was spent. And since I'm aware that photo frame was to be spent for, I'm aware that how you call this, a photo frame was paid for.
Okay, so in the NEC approved budget for the conference spending, this 140 was not part of it.
It was. All of the things that the conference committee, they have all of the later items that the conference committee is able to take care of. But they said at the very conference, when we asked where the photo frame, the conference committee said, we don't have any preso. The city coming with this, there's only one thing, the money that come from LSUIC cover this, how you call this? There's 740. There's let me say, how you call this? There's 7,000 up here. There's 7,000 and there's 700. Right? That is something that at the time where all this at the conference now, where all the expenditure started, which was the 24th and the 25th, that was the one that we were aware of at the time, because we know that conference committee supposed to have photo frame, but conference committee come and say, oh, no photo frame here now, and we're not having money. All the money now, you aren't sure, but how you use money, you can justify, and you're having money for all of these things. If you're again, the statement from the conference committee, if you're not taking care of it, we not get it that your conference will be made ugly.
Okay. So the photo frame you were aware before, after the fact is that you were aware.
That's correct.
Yeah. So let's move to the 400. The refund for was that money sent? Who was that money sent to? And can you explain about this?
Not aware. Not aware.
Not aware. But it was spent. But this money was spent, right?
Not aware of it. But the financial
Okay.
secretary said she refunded for conference cap and T-shirt, but not to
She
my
refunded
knowledge.
people that bought people. Okay, let me make this clear. People that bought the conference T-shirt and cap, they did not receive their T-shirt, so the NEC refund their money, or their. What's the point of the refund?
Your Honor, they're 400. I do not have any knowledge of this
Okay.
refund.
Okay. All right. Best to your recollection or best to your understanding, was that at any point in time where anybody who bought T-shirt, the conference T-shirt or the conference cap from LSUIC complained they did not receive their cap or did not receive their T-shirt? Was there any noise like that at the conference?
I didn't receive any complaint from scatters.
Okay.
When the
So
check
this
and balance
refund.
scheme was when Honorable Moore mentioned that she did refund for LSUIC T-shirt. I don't
Okay.
know of it. NEC
Okay.
was never
So the
informed of refund.
okay. So Honorable Moore will answer to this tomorrow. Okay. No problem. Let's move to. Try hard not to alter this document before I get in trouble, but I'll remember. I remember. Let's move to the refund to conference chair lady for a booklet, 1,400 RMB. Were you informed before, after, or you were not informed at all?
I was informed before. You know what
The
happened?
1,400,
Yeah. You know what happened?
right?
Yes.
Okay.
The conference committee, if I don't know who attended the conference, you will see that the conference booklet, after spending time, energy, effort, funds on the conference booklet to have one of the best conference booklet that LSUIC have ever experienced. If you look at the electronic version of this conference booklet, you will testify to it that for the very first time, that was one of the best conference booklet that LSUIC ever had. Only to be told at a conference, the conference committee said, oh, we thought at the NEC we were going to take care of the budget, so we trashed that out of our conference budget. So we didn't print the booklet. So, you didn't print the booklet? Okay. They say, NEC, we removed that from in our budget so that you're supposed to print booklet. Say now you did the design of the booklet, that you will print it. And we are already at the conference. That's why you see, even the conference booklet came late because we did the printing of the conference booklet that very day. So yes, I was aware before, and I was even mad. I was upset because I told these people that on my campus, this conference booklet can be printed for less than, I don't know, something, because you know that university is cheap, and there's something when it comes to pulp and paper making, my college to do that, and we have whole printing area that is responsible that will be done for the letter or nothing. And the total money I was supposed to spend, I even told them, I said the money is supposed to be 500 RMB that I'm supposed to pay on my campus to even print this document. But since they say these people say they are going to do the printing because it was under their responsibility, no problem. Only for me to fly into Wuhan, the people say, oh no, we moved that thing late and last minute of time for it to fall under the NEC since NEC already print. So yes, they said they spend this money we need to pay. So the Honorable Cetee Moore paid this 1,400 that I know of, and the NEC know of.
Okay, all right. So just a follow-up question for those that are following. Let me ask you, when the NEC was disbursing funds to the conference committee, was the conference booklet included? When the conference committee sent their proposed budget to the NEC, was the conference booklet included?
When NEC sent their what?
Am I being heard? I mean, when the conference committee sent their proposed budget to the NEC, the amount they want the NEC to give to them to carry out the conference, where the conference booklet included? Because you said they took it out. I want to understand if it was included and the NEC paid for it and they took it out by themselves. That's what I want to know.
I was told that conference committee, I think it was what he said, That's why I say that people need to be audited. That was one of my concerns, the audit committee, when we see all that Huda battle started. Because how the audit committee can, they say, oh, they never have money. But then they say have consumed all of the funds. On what he said, the co-chair can say he used his own money from his pocket to pay for the conference booklet, saying it was already emergency. So NEC have to pay him. I already in Wuhan, and I know where they can print, how you call it, documents. They are dealing with other conference stuff. So I was told that, oh, the conference committee chairperson said he already paid for the conference to do, so we have to refund him. Honorable, on duress at that time.
Okay.
And NEC members as well.
Okay, so let's move on for the sake of time. I really wish that we had enough. This will be the final hearing, final and only hearing for you. So we beg LSUIC to be patient with us so we get some of this clarity before, so that we can make an informed decision from the JB's angle. So let's get to the 500 payment for photographer. Were you aware of this fund? Did you approve of this fund?
Go ahead. So I'm listening to your question.
Yes. So I'm asking this 500 payment for photographer. Were you aware before or after or during the period of time? This 100 RMB payment for photographer.
Honorable, payment of photographer. This money, it was prior. Even before the conference, I know that NEC is supposed to be in the expense. I don't know what this is coming in conference expenditure. This money was paid to photographer before he even go. The photographer said he will have to pay him before he get even to do it, because he need a battery ticket to before he even go to the conference. At that conference, not even to do it when we came to an agreement with the photographer that we're supposed to pay him 500. So I don't know what 500 is doing on a photographer fee.
Okay, so this was not a fund that NEC approved of, right? This 500 because they already paid before.
Yes, I know that this money were paid before. So I don't know why you're doing on here to say, oh, this money. Let me tell you now. Let me be as clear, crystal clear as possible. The money that I know of, the expenditure. When I say know of, I'm putting it in context. At the conference, where I know, say, okay, the money will be spent, right? Honorable Florence City told me from the 46,954.80 she to do, right? The money we spent at the time was 7,700. And that 7,700 was the 7,000 I told you about the rental and the 700. Let me be as crystal clear as I can be. It was in the, how you call it? In the conference expenditure report that Honorable Moore came with, because that was the first thing I did when I took office. I said the conference committee, I requested from the conference committee for all expenditure, that entire conference, not just expenditure, but a conference report. And I also went to the financial secretary, because the reporting record have already ended the reporting period from July the 5th, where the fourth quarter ended, up to the conference. The date of the conference was the 24th, because the annual report was presented from July 26, 2023 to July 24th. July 24, 2024. So those spending were catch up issue have been on what we call the addendum spending. However, at the time of this expenditure that Honorable Moore came out to, I knew of the 7,700. That's it. That boss payment, and the one I would do that counter. She myself went to the counter with the chairperson. We paid the 7,000, and the 700 we paid to the hotel for them to be able to book for the boss.
All right. So
I was informed. I was informed of this amount.
500.
Yeah. This other amount that we mentioned up there, I was informed.
So this 500 amount, this 500.
The 500 it was paid for. It should have been reported in the annual report, because it was agreed in our NEC meeting before even the conference. Conference, weeks before the conference.
Okay. All right. So this 500 should have not been here. Just so
It should have not been expenditure made at the general conference.
Okay, yeah, I got the point.
So at the
okay.
time, my calculation stood at 39,254.80. And that money was because we subtracted the 7,700 that I know of at the time, the money that we spent that very day on the conference. This other one, I was informed. Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
I was informed, XYZ, that this
yes, I'm hearing you.
140, that they 140 for photo frame doing the conference. Why was say, no photo frame was present. The people said they not get photo frame, so we have to do it. So I have to pay for I pay for photo frame. It was at that time. But now they say, it went into NEC meeting. What NEC approved was it 7,700 in the meeting. Are you getting me? Where we have the meeting.
Okay,
so
yes.
I did my calculation was 39,254 because they reported how you call it, said turnover balance we had on the day of the conference, which was up to July 24th, was 46,954.80. And at the conference, I know that we expended the 7,700. So if you subtract that, I know LSUIC should have reported a balance of 39,254.80. However, I was informed by the financial secretary that she did this expenditure, which was subject to audit. And which, of course, when we came to do the check and balance, certain figures never added up here, which, of course, I begin to ask these questions.
Okay, yeah. So let's take a little break, probably a few seconds, and let me address the audience. So basically, we're supposed to have two presenters tonight, and unfortunately, the National Financial Secretary, Honorable Mason.
Honorable Jessey.
Yeah, you want to say something? Yeah.
Yeah, please. They both vote Honorable Mason, so he has the benefit of the doubt to appear before the board. So we wait until we can call him to appear before we make any proclamation. So let's continue with Honorable Johnson, please.
Okay. All right, no problem. Okay, so Honorable Johnson, are you still there? Can you hear me?
I'm here. I'm following.
Okay, so when we look here, we see the total income, 28,248.11, and the total expenditure, 13,628.50. And your difference, the difference here is 14,619.61. Can you explain to the JB and the scholars following, how did you come up with this difference? This 14,000.
Let me hold you there. This is not my report.
So let me just make something clear. This 14 is the money that is not clear, right? Okay,
this
sorry.
Is not
this
my
report. Sorry for saying the report. Yeah, I take that back.
This report,
so this report
was this was Honorable Cetee Daily Log In. Honorable Cetee Daily Log In. It is from this report, after review of the financial records, where the discovery of the 22,000 came from, unreported.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So can you?
This was not this. I did not put a single pen or a single mark or a single something into this report. But I just want you to reflect up there. Please go up to where you're seeing that. How you call this? 38,000. Where you get blue.
38,000. Yeah. Okay. Here, 38,916.30. Here,
money,
right?
You see, yes. You see what I explaining. You see what I explaining here to you on how you call it, that the 7,000 something that I'm aware of. I'm of the belief there were Honorable Moore started to do that calculation because we know that we expended the 7,700 that I know of at the conference and the NEC know of for the hotel and the bus. So I want to believe that there was she tried to balance for both here. All the other expenditure only accounted for because this is Honorable Cetee Moore document. I will not speak to this, only my financial record. However, I'm knowledgeable of some of these figures because I saw it here, especially when you come down from July 26 onward. I know about those income that came in. The rest of the income that is up there, for July 26th, I don't know of anything I get to know in the due records, in the daily login. And some of these figures that was mentioned in this daily login was not reported in the financial records. The one that was presented to us, like the way you can receive first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So the money is there.
Okay.
Those people
All right.
name is there. But the money reported to the treasury is unreported. So for example, let me take you to July 26. You see where the white something stop here? That go, please go. Oh, wait, we get 490. They're 490 up here. That the font that I'm aware of. You see the 490. Let me say to 490, number 490 to row 490 here.
Number 4.
Where they get rules.
Okay, yeah.
Row 490.
Yeah.
At the conference, right? Rules make this money before the general conference. They pay their pledge. The time the Honorable Moore was preparing her report, her annual report, this figure is captured. That's why Honorable Moore financial, the annual report is dated from July. If you go to the annual report date, it is dated from July 26, 2023 to July 25th, 2024, which was for the date of her reporting. This money is captured as an income from LSUIC. It is included in her annual report, right? It is captured. Now, you see those figures, this income here, the 8,006, the 8,410, the 2,556, 560, the 2,175, and the 3,675. These figures that I know of it. How do I know of it? At the conference, you see that 2,000, how you call it, 2,560. Honorable Moore reported that, we are selling t-shirts. They share what the conference committee say it is not good. People want to wear share. People are putting in for share, so we are selling it. I said, okay. But this income is on July 20th because it was on the conference date. The date of the conference. I mean, say after the conference, after she has been sworn in as financial secretary of the new fiscal year. The 2,175 was a pledge that very day at the inaugural board. How you call it, the guest speaker paid this money into the new fiscal year, which is July 26, 2024. Paid this 2,175 to LSUIC cover because I was in the inaugural board when he made the payment and paid on the spot to the financial secretary. The 3,675, this money was given by Honorable Noah D. Mason. I think you can see it down there, July 30th. It was, I think, 6 days after. This money came from sale of tables during the inaugural board. These are incomes from the how you call it, my second term's fourth quarter amounting to 8,410. Those figures, I'm aware of it.
Okay, so just a little summary.
From July the 25th, that one that you see in black, that funds received for conference. And I know, I want to see it in report. They figure here. They figure. The 12,006.
Yeah, 12,006.
Yeah, I want to see it in report. All the figures going up here, and I know it only come in the financial record, the one you can say quarterly report. But then when I compare and contrast, right? You compare the both the how you call it, data login and the financial record is not adding up. The data login is saying, okay, this amount is this, and then the money reported now to the treasurer is far less. And the money in the document presented by Honorable Moore is also far less. So what happened here is data login reported that this money came into LSUIC cover. LSUIC received this as an income. Honorable Moore chose some to report in her financial records. Some she did not report in her financial records. The one that she reported in her financial records still, for example, she would say, I received for this period 22,000, let's say for the Teah quarter, for example, 22,000 as income. Then for that 22,000, you will see Honorable Cetee Moore reporting to the treasurer for that how you call it, a fiscal period, right? 16,000 instead of 22,000. So 22,000 came into LSUIC cover, then maybe 16,000 is reported to the national treasury. But then in the financial records, it is showing that this 22,000 came in. So when we went to do the check and balance, now what if the treasurer bringing her report, like money received from the financial secretary, because the treasurer cannot collect fund, is the financial secretary. And then when you compare the fund received and the one report in the financial report that we receive, plus they're comparing it with their daily login, there is a huge difference not reported.
Okay, all right. So we don't have sufficient time to go through the fiscal year 2023, 2024, 2025, I think so. So we do not have time to go through all of them. I just want to ask two last questions, and then we
Can
probably
you please go to my report? Can you please go to the check and balance report?
To the check and balance.
The unofficial.
Yeah, let me get to
the
that.
entire breakdown is there.
Yeah, I want you.
The one you are sharing first.
Yes. Yeah, I'm about to open. So what I'm going through that, I want you to be preparing for to show the JB and the scholars following. The JB and the scholars following. You made mention in your pre-hearing that the National Financial Secretary, the former National Financial Secretary, in person, Honorable Moore, probably started to edit the number.
That's correct.
After you get through sharing this, we'll allow you to share your computer screen, and then you can show to us exactly, clearly, the figure that she changed from what number when she changed these evidences. You can present before the JB and present before the scholars that are following, and that will be my final question to you.
So what
you can go this.
Yeah. So what you see, Honorable Cetee Audit Summary Report, can you please click on that file? Because we have already addressed the first file for the first quarter.
Audit Summary Report. Okay, yeah.
All right. This is the summary.
Can you see?
All right. That's the summary report of Honorable Florence Cetee, Honorable Cetee Moore. That's the summary report. Can you please go and use the arrow and go on no, not that side. Go on your right, which is your left.
Keep going.
Yeah, because I want the whole plate to display. Okay. Oh, no. Come back. You're going too far. I want you to let's click on that report. Can you please go up, scroll up, please? Okay. So this is the combined summary report from first per quarter for Honorable Cetee Moore, right? In the first place, the captured income. These are all the income, the one that Honorable Moore presented. The one that Honorable Moore presented as income in her report. You understand? So we have here first quarter. This is Honorable Moore report for her first quarter report. Honorable Moore said all the figures you see here. She said this was the turnover balance for your leadership, the leadership you serve as National Secretary General, Honorable Green's leadership. This was what was turned over the 30,645.55. That was the money we received from the Emmett and Money Green leadership. The other figures you see down here from the 150, all the way down to the 50 quad, that the money Honorable Moore said we receive as income, plus the 100 USD. So now, please go down to the expenditure. You can scroll down in assist, you can just scroll down. Good. So these are the expenditure Honorable Moore made, all right, during the first quarter, totaling 6,946.65. And the difference, that means that any balance for LSUIC, if you subtract this from the 39,000 you see up there as total income received, here in Honorable Moore financial report, this was the balance. Please come down, please. 32,329.45. That was the closing balance for Honorable Moore in the first quarter, when we had our first quarter meeting. Now, when you go down to the second quarter, I want you to pay attention to the figure here,
329.45. Yeah.
Now, when you go to second quarter, how much are you seeing there as they brought forward?
32,674.45.
Now, that's why Honorable Moore reported in the second quarter as they brought forward when she presented the second quarter report to us. Mind you, as the president, the same document you receive, the document that the union can receive, the quarterly report, when Honorable Moore finished preparing the quarterly report, only the document she can send to me. I'll calculate these figures and know if these figures are correct, or NEC will review it, and then we'll be able to go forward. Honorable Moore, after review, this money here is 32,000. How come you have any balance of 32,000? Now, mind you, this document will come to NEC maybe 4 hours before the NEC meeting. All right, that means before the quarterly meeting. So Honorable Moore report this figure as 32,674 in her annual report and in her quarterly report, which differs with the closing balance. How will you have a closing balance of 32,200 plus, and now you have an opening balance or brought forward balance of 32,674.45? It is not adding up. So you go down. So Honorable Moore said they brought forward plus the money she generated during the quarter. On the same document, all LSUIC scholars received added to 47,918. 918.99. And Honorable Moore now says she expended, come down please. Honorable Moore now says she expended 5,887.10, which I am aware of. That 5,887. You understand? The 5,887.10. Because I'm trying to answer the question now from Honorable Vawada while I explain it, right? Because these funds are funds that came to me for signature that need to be expended. That means that need to be expended. You understand?
Yeah, go ahead.
After it has been prepared, passed through the treasurer, sent to me for signing, and then for the fund to be disbursed. So I want you to pay attention again toward the closing balance of the second quarter, 42,031.80. So let's go to the third quarter brought forward. So the third quarter brought forward says 42,199.80, which is different from what we have as a closing balance for LSUIC. That is what LSUIC has in the cover with the National Treasury. Now, we come down. Honorable Moore said she received all of this as income. Mind you, income, I don't know if income, the same document can receive this one. I only became aware when Honorable Moore turned over their check and balance document. Only did I know the actual incomes that came to LSUIC during that period. So these figures were reported for your eye to see, for me to see. What I know of at the time I was a president, I didn't know what happening behind the back and how much did Honorable Moore receive. When I received that data login, and before we start to see the clear figures, how much came in during that period. So Honorable Moore reported that she received a total, including the brought forward to the third quarter, to be 62,229.80. Then we come down
65,000.
65,229.80.
Yeah. Okay, we have probably 8 minutes or less than 8 minutes to.
Yes, because I want us to be cognizant of the time as well.
Yeah.
So these are the figures Honorable Moore says she generated in, or we expended in the third quarter. When you see I highlight the 3,000, that 3,000, I'm not aware. That 3,000, I'm not aware. That's why you see it in red. Seeking questions from Honorable Moore, how this 3,000 was expended. I'm not aware. At no point in time, I'm aware that, oh, we spent 3,000 because Honorable Moore did not explain, give a justifiable reason how the LSUIC expended 3,000 on Honorable Kingsford Flomo. Let me say Honorable Kingsford, Honorable O'Neill King. Excuse me, so, I want that to be trashed out, not Honorable Kingsford Flomo, but Honorable O'Neill King's medical bill. And then we come to the 8,672. Now, what this is in red, and will always be in red. In our NEC meeting, until Honorable Moore can give a justifiable reason, Honorable Moore said she spent 8,672 in her financial records. Whereas in our NEC meeting, Honorable Moore forced, Honorable Moore swear that she will not account for this money in her financial records. Why? Because the Chaplaincy received her funds directly. It never went to the financial secretary. They had a fundraiser event for the less fortunate. It was a program which are approved for the Chaplaincy. They wrote me and said, oh, they want to have this sort of program that we can give back to the less fortunate, and I buy into that idea and even contributed to that event, and even members of the NEC as well. Honorable Moore said in our NEC meeting, she did not receive this money as financial secretary. This money would not be in her financial record because no cash came into her, and she did not expend this money. She did not prepare any financial document expending this money, so she would not report it in her financial record, which of course we agree. That's why if you check the document presented to the Judicial Board and also to the how you call it, the Audit Committee, you will see a separate file, a separate document from the how you call it, a separate document from the Chaplaincy, because in that meeting, NEC unanimously agrees with Honorable Judah, since you are the Chaplain General, you have to do a comprehensive report of this and be submitted to the NEC for accountability should there be an audit to be conducted. Because the financial secretary said she's not recording this amount because she never spent it. She never prepared document for it. Honorable Jacob Cephus Johnson never signed on any document for this. It was a Chaplaincy. I requested for accountability. Honorable Valda Chisman at the time she was in the Chaplaincy. All right. I called the entire Chaplaincy to justify, to give justification of this money. So Honorable Moore, in our NEC meeting, I'm saying it, and I hope Honorable Moore is here for her to give clarity on this. So this amount was never expended by from NEC covered through the channel of the financial secretary or the treasurer or the national president. That's why you see I put it here in red. You cannot say you will not record this money Then out of the day, you place it into LSUIC financial record as an expenditure.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. So that's why you see these two figures are in red. So Honorable Moore said she spent 22,009 and a balance being 43,178.80. So let's go please to the fourth quarter, which ended July the 5th. How much, what's the figure are you seeing there, Honorable, please?
43,137.8.
That was the same ending balance we have for the third quarter as they brought forward to the fourth quarter, correct?
Yes.
So the question then becomes, what happened to the second quarter? What happened to the third quarter? If you will have an ending balance of these figures, and then you go and report even higher money as a brought forward. So right now in the fourth quarter, now we're having a constant figure that this is the ending balance and this is the brought forward. And this came about even when the question we have of repetitions of this, we went through the check and balance. I said this is not correct because this money here, it was inflated. This 43,000, the 43 is in here, it was inflated. But after we went through the check and balance, I said, no. You cannot have this balance here and you can't tell us, say, any balance is this. That's how the correction was made. So I just want to flip because people are asking, what step did the national president take? So that's why you see this number here is consistent. So if you go here now, you see the total income of Honorable Moore as she reported at the general conference. Honorable Moore said the total income she received was $124,667.54. And the total expenditure, please come down, please. The total expenditure happens to be $35,572.35.
0.75.
0.75. So we were left with 89,039. However, some of the incomes Honorable Moore captured, I want to believe, I don't know where I think it was in her daily login. Some of them she captured it from, I don't know, people giving support to scholars on the platform or what. I don't know how that can import. I know this should be the money that LSUIC expended, the 35,000, and the total income for LSUIC at the time was 124,000. Now I want you to come down to the audit. This was Honorable Moore. That was for Tati, for total report for income and expenditure for LSUIC. That this Sonia only showing, I want you to understand that this report, this one that we are going through, is only showing income and expenditure from first quarter to fourth quarter. The total income, the total expenditure. That's what the report is trying to show. You getting me?
Yes.
Now, if you come now to the audit report for Honorable Cetee combined summary, we show have the check and balance that we did. All right. When I say we did, we're in Honorable Moore, we're called in, not one, not two, not three, for check and balance, says, and these are the figures here. So the actual figures wherein it is accounted for, these are the recording here. So in the first quarter here, you see we received 30,645.55. And then all the other figures here, you see here with the yellow, the dark yellow of 2,000. Please go up when you go up. Just throw up back in Honorable Moore. No, up in Honorable Moore report. If you see here, you will see, please go up to Honorable Moore's report, income. You will see 1,000 RMB as money that came in for loan repayment. Please throw on the side to come for you to get the account information. You will see loan repayment of 1,000. The reason you see that in yellow, please come down. You will see loan repayment 2,000. Why 2,000? Honorable Musu paid 2,000. He credited 1,000, let me say 1,000, and he paid back that money within a period of a week or so. Honorable Moore now recorded, she gave out this loan, and then in the income, in the income of the loan, wherein that money have already been paid by, it should have been captured in the income. She did not capture that, or how you call it, the money that Honorable Musu paid. She recorded it, is there in her journal, but she never reported it in the how you call it, in the financial record. Instead, she said only 1,000 came as loan payment, whereas there were 2,000. And when you go up to the total amount gave out to loan, she captured that amount within the loan, the amount, total amount dispersed in the expenditure. But then when it came in as an income, she did not capture it in the income column. She omitted the 1,000. That's why you see here, this I highlighted this in yellow to flag it out that, hey, 1,000 were paid because this was confirmed from Joshua Teah Musu. Musu said, I paid this money, and the testament is there. Even if Honorable Moore's records in her daily login, she recorded this figure. You can trace back to the daily login. You will see Honorable Joshua Teah Musu. The payment date is there when he paid her this money, but she did not report this money as an income, but she reported it as an expenditure when this money was given to Joshua Teah Musu. So we come down, please. If we come down to the total income, instead of the 39,000 reported, our total income now supposed to be 40,276.10. So now we come down to the expenditure. The expenditure, when you see down there again in, or how you call this here, 7,000, Honorable Moore in her report, Honorable Moore reported 6,000. So Honorable Moore gave out loan of 7,000, but Honorable Moore recorded 6,000. And then to balance her book, she reported that, okay, this money never came in, this money never expended, and in the overall financial money that's supposed to add up, this money is not reflecting this 1,000. That's why it is flagged in this audit report as 7,000 that was disbursed as a loan and not 6,000. So the total expenditure made by LSUIC that I'm aware of as national president was 7,946.65. And then the expenditure, our ending balance now, when you subtract this amount from the income, we are left with 32,329.45 as our closing balance for that fiscal year. Mind you, this money that coming in as income, that's why I want to clarify to Honorable Viola, because it's very important for her understanding, her honor, Honorable Viola, that this income that you're seeing reported here, all right, for example, go up, Honorable to do, like the 40,000 you see here, for example, right? Honorable Moore will receive, I don't want you to do the turn over balance here. For that, say, for example, you click on that 2,100, please go up for that 2,150, where they get pledges received. Yeah, from that up to the income. To the income, please. The income section. Where they get from the 2,150 here. Up, no, in the first quarter still. In the first quarter still.
In the first quarter.
Yeah, from where they get at 2,000, yeah, where you get at 2,150. When you highlight that entire thing, you come down the total amount. All right, please highlight. If you highlight it, that drag it down, you'll see the total amount. The total amount there is how much, please go, or write down it, just leave it right down there because that's why it's stopped. No, don't come down to the 40,000, just leave it up to the 50. The sum there is 9,630.5. For example, Honorable Moore will receive this amount, and then the money that Honorable Moore will report to the treasurer on book. Honorable Moore reporting that we receive this money. The money that Honorable Moore turning over to the treasurer is far less. All of the documents are there. The treasurer will come to provide a receipt or the payment of the total amount, summing up this total amount, the 9,000 plus that we have here. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
All right. So can you show me how much did you pay of this money? How much did you transfer to the National Treasury? Because we should be having this money in the Treasury. And on the record from the National Treasury, Honorable Moore will report far less than that money. That 9,000 that came in, the 9,000 says, you will see Honorable Moore report 5,000. The 4,000 is not reported. But on the document here in her financial record, it's showing that, yes, this money came in. She generated this money. But the money reported then now to the National Treasury is not balancing. Because you have the bank balance, you have the book balance. They should balance. If the bank balance say, which is our financial secretary record say, she will receive this income as 9,630.55, the money that should be reported based on our constitution, which says when a fund is received by any members of NEC, including the financial secretary, that money should be turned over to the National Treasury within 72 hours. So if you take that into consideration, which of course the National Treasury have complained to the NEC repeatedly that the NEC were forced to take drastic action against the National Financial Secretary. Instead of this money being reported, the Financial Secretary will report on 5,000 or 4,000 to the National Treasury, and not this full amount. So I just want Honorable Powder to understand this. So now we are having different balances here. The book balance is saying we have this total as an income. The bank balance is saying no, this is not what I receive as an income. So that's what I wanted us to understand here. So we can come down, we can go up now in how you call it, right there, up to the second quarter. The second quarter income. What's the brought forward there, please, sir?
32,329.45.
Now, I want you to scroll back to the first quarter ending balance here first so we can know how much was, if there is any mistake or figure there. How much there, sir?
32,329.45.
That's the same amount, right? Which is the same brought forward from the ending balance that we had that go now to the brought forward in the second quarter. So again, it's the same repetition. So their financial, how you call it, which was my financial policy, this Waste, Means, and Financial Management Program that I held, all right, through the Waste, Means, and Finance. This income came in, the 2,455. Please go up because this is in yellow. I want to go up into Honorable Moore's report. So we have Waste, Means, and Finance. There's 2,445. Please come down. Please come down to my report. $2,445. Please come down to my report. The audit, the check and balance report. All right. The reason this amount is here in yellow. The reason this amount is here in yellow is emanated from the point, I think this figure was reported in the first quarter. Yes. When you see light yellow, it means that this money is correct as income. It is reflected in every financial record, but the time of this reporting is not adding up. So it requires question. That's why you see the light yellow here. That's the representation of this here, how you call it, the light yellow. That need clarification. Honorable, you received this within this time period. Why this money was not reported in this period, but then it's flipped onto the next quarter. So just a clarification. This yellow indicating that it's not that this money missing, it's just that the reporting date based on what was reported in the data logging of the financial secretary and what was reported now in the quarter report. That's why you see I highlighted this as yellow. So please calm down, sir. So if you add all this money, please, you will get an income of 47,573. I hope we are taking note of my time, please, because I know that it is
Yes,
important
yes. So let just wrap it up.
because I have major things to do as well tomorrow, so I won't take all of my time.
Yeah, sure. So let's just probably just give a summary as quick as possible.
Yeah. So we can go to the. I just want to drill out you why you see this recording entries for us to not have mistakes. So when you come to the second quarter now, the expenditure. They come to the expenditure here. Yeah, the second quarter expenditure. The second quarter, please come down. That's good. I want for you to come to the balance, the total. Yes. You see the consistency there, right? Which is the 5,887.10. 5,887.10. That's the same, consistent with Honorable Moore's record. If you go up to Honorable Moore's record, you'll see, are you there, Honorable Jensen? To Honorable Moore's expenditure?
5,000.
Is that the same?
Yes, 5,887.10.
Because it is the same document adding to my document of receipt that I know are authorized for expenditure for LSUIC. That's correct. So please come down, please. The total, let's all understand the ending balance, please. Which is 41,686.89. So can we go up now to the third quarter, the Bloh forward? Is it correct, sir?
41,668.89.
Okay.
Yes.
Please, can we go up, please? All right. Now, in this income column, the financial management program, where you see the 100 quad, you see the one you see in 100, the first 100 in yellow? Are you getting me, sir? Are you there? Oh, okay. There's number that you see
this 100,
in yellow here. It have question on it again, and which of course was clarified by the financial secretary. The issue I have with this 100 was the same issue with the financial management. They figured the 2,445 the reporting time, it was not adding up. But then in the her data login, it is recorded there, and in the record presented to us as well, which is the quarterly report, it is also reflecting, but the time was not adding up. So that's why it needed clarity, and she provided information on this. That's why you see it was in yellow. That's why you see this. And then normal you see here in green, the Champlain say fundraiser. The one you see in green, it was clear. Check mark. Honorable Moore, after Honorable Moore has said, oh no, I did not to do anything. I don't have anything to do with the Champlain City fundraiser. Honorable Moore shows records, because when Honorable Judata came to justify her financial record, Honorable Judata said, Honorable Moore cannot say, she cannot record this, and then now she claiming that she told it, because I know Honorable Moore received 2,703 of the total money that we spent doing the Champlain say she received it. And some of those money include the money that we NEC contributed, plus the money I paid from my pocket and paper aside from NEC payment, the money that even the National Treasurer took from her personal pocket to pay outside of the NEC payment towards this program. So that's why you see here in green. And when Honorable Judata were asked and Honorable Moore confirmed later that yes, I received this 2,703. And this also reflects in her financial records. This also reflects in her financial records. So that's why you see this figure here is clear as check mark, because that was the amount received by Honorable Florence Moore. She testified that yes, I received this amount. So when you come now, you add the total of this money. So this is clear, what you see in green, and clarity were given for that 100 RMB. So when you add the both of them, this clarity came later in the check and balances I want you to flag. At the time, what you see here in yellow, I'm seeing it in the data login. I'm seeing it in the financial record, but the time difference were not adding up. So clarity needed from it, and she provided the clarity. That's why you see at the time this stuff here had it had yellow and this also had green because she gave clarity to it. Now, and this in yellow, the reason it stay in yellow, I say it is still subject to audit. Audit will make the final determination. Although, yes, I know this money is reflecting, or those are in both of the record, or those it is in the funds that you presented to NEC, but yes, still the time is not adding up, so you would need to give justification. That's why you see it stays in yellow. This was clear because it has been verified based on documentation, Honorable Judicial, and provided that this money was received by Honorable Cetee, so she cannot say she did not receive money, so she will not record it. So the money that she received, she will have to record it because she will have to account for that money. That's why you see here this is in green issue. So we come down to this figure here. So we come down to the expenditure. When we come down to the expenditure here, we see 3,000. The 3,000 here that is in orange is still being questionable by Honorable Moore. No justification. She said she gave 3,000 to this guy, O'Neill. And I did not approve any 3,000 to O'Neill. So how did we give money to O'Neill in 3,000? I don't know of that. The money that I approved to O'Neill was not 3,000. So how come you saying that we gave 3,000 to O'Neill? I'm not aware of it. It just says contribution towards O'Neill King. Which contribution? We did NEC never contributed. I did not disburse one, or the financial treasurer did not disburse this fund. So how will you say you disbursed 3,000 on LSUIC as LSUIC expenditure? That's why it's seeing there. It is highlighted that amount. And the money that is accounted for, if you add all of these figures, please. After everything, if you add those figures, you will get 13,420 as the accounted figures expended in the third quarter. That is, to my knowledge, to the knowledge of the National Treasurer, on what the Treasurer record is showing, what I approved, what the Treasurer gave out. These are the funds that went out from the covers, what LSUIC had. Instead of the money, please go up, please. Please go up to Honorable Moore's document. Instead of this, please come back. Instead of this, 22, please come down. Instead of this, 22,092. That's the amount that we know we can account for. So please let's go to the fourth quarter. And all of these things I wanted to be on the records. All of these, Honorable Moore have not accounted for it. The one that you see still remain highlighted or omitted, she did not account for it. After all of the how you call it? Yes, sir.
Honorable Johnson.
Are you talking to me, Your Honor?
Yeah, Honorable JB1.
I'm talking to the presiding. Can Honorable Johnson please come around?
Okay, yeah, just okay, yeah, sure. Honorable Johnson, you can just summarize in 2 minutes, please.
Okay, so let's go to the summary report, please. I want to just go quickly to the summary report. No, on the other side, quickly. Just use the arrow, please. No, not that. Come down to the how you call this here. No, when you come to where you get the account title, not that side. Yes. On your left, which is your right. You can stroll back. You can stroll on your left, which is your right.
Here?
No, just go all the way to the end. Not that side. Don't go on your right. Come on your left. No. Come back. Stroll back. Yes. Stroll back. Stroll. Okay, please go up. Then when you stroll to the final down there, to the end, you go up. When you stroll all the way, yeah, please go up. This is the summary. So this just highlight the total, the summary, the sum total of the amount that Honorable Cetee received. The first one you see up there is Cetee summary from July 26, 2024 to the 18th annual conference. This was the figure that Honorable Cetee Moore presented.
Okay.
First report. And this is the audit report in terms of the income, the total expenditure, and the any balance we have.
Okay.
The any balance, which is the 50,946, instead of what Honorable Moore presented at the first at the July 26th conference as 43,139.70.
Okay. All right.
So now,
Thanks.
if you come to the audit breakdown, just quickly, just click on that audit breakdown when you come down to the workbook. Come to the workbook to where you get a name, then you get some. Yes, these are the breakdown that catalog all of the missing amount, the figures that is missing from my first term, first quarter, to my second term. I mean, from my first term, July 26, 2023 to July 24, July 25th, 2024, and from July 26, 2024 to October 30, 2024. So this is the entire breakdown of the money. If you go up, please go up. Please go up, please. All the way up. Yeah. So these are the breakdown of both the treasury and the financial secretary, the bank balance and the book balance. What the treasurer have in covers and what were reported by the financial secretary, the bank balance and the book balance. So these are just the summary of the total amount bit by bit based on the evidence and the justifications from the financial secretary and the national treasurer based on all of the check and balances we had, or to the last check and balance that we attended, wherein you were present, Your Honor Michael Cephus Johnson, that Honorable Noah D. Mason and the entire NEC was listening to, because it is on record. Honorable Noah D. Mason said he recorded that meeting. The entire NEC were following that hearing.
Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Johnson.
I have few questions on Honorable Johnson. I think 2 or 3. The first one, Honorable Johnson, I think with the auditing committee went through these proceedings, the JB is only concerned about some ambiguities. That's why I said we should speed it up with this financial stuff. So the first question to you, I read all of the exhibits because this case is crucial. And from what I read, the auditing committee sent out the first phase of our funding around May, I think May 27, and you immediately responded to the committee highlighting some issues that you had with a report at that time, the preliminary finding. Did the audit committee ever get back to you based on those responses?
No. Up to today's date, no.
Did they call for any conference, or did they reply? They didn't reply. Okay, sure.
No.
Okay, let's have it that way. Then the next question I have is, I'm glad that you are pinpointing some of those things in the financial report. That was why I asked you the last time about, can you pinpoint them? I'm glad. So the question I have is, those things that you are pinpointing, like the highlighted ones, are they the reason why you said 22,000 was missing or was stolen, allegedly stolen from the union? Where
not just
Hello, did you get my question?
Yes, I hear your question, and your question reads, figures that you were pinpointing from the summary report, are there
Yes.
the only discrepancy which inform your decisions that this is the amount that was missing from in the financial records? No,
Sure.
that's not only it. That's what this is portion of it, part of it.
Okay.
Another aspect was, especially at the time we were discussing the data login, Honorable Cetee Moore, and some of the figures that I know. Let me be even with let me just jump straight to the second term, first quarter. Honorable Cetee received 19,000 total as income. You understanding me?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Honorable Cetee received 19,000 as income. Honorable Cetee only reports 5,251 stand to be corrected, because you can check it with the National Treasurer financial record dealings with she and the financial secretary. Honorable Cetee only report from that 19,000, Honorable 19,900 and some change. Honorable Cetee, please come, please. I don't want to make mistake here. If you come here, please stroke on your left. You see that 10 over, you see this one here, the cash, the how you call this here? The 19,000, you see the 19,008?
Yes. We'll investigate that. But what I'm key about.
Okay. So yes. Some of it were the one I pointed out in the summary report. Another were money that came in, and Honorable Moore intentionally omit those figures. More vividly of all, if you go to my second term first quarter, 8,410 came in addition to the 9,000 she had previously that she generated at a later stage. But instead, Honorable Moore only report the 9,000, and in no financial record, the 8,410 Honorable Moore reported it. And those money came in as income.
With regards to the 8,000, I heard when you said she didn't give any justifiable reason. So should the financial
she not just gave any justifiable reason. She did not record it in any financial report that she presented to me as president. Not just she did not defend it, she never reported that figure in any of the financial figures except from the data logging we captured, apart from the recollection, because I was at the conference. That was even the first question I started asking. I said, at the conference, we received a pledge from the guest speaker, 2,000 plus. He paid it. We received other payments from the sale from the table at the inaugural board. All right. All of these funds, it was given to you July 30 as income from July 26 onward. All right. Amongst other fees. Then it is not reported at all in the financial report that you submitted to us. And this is what you people will be shocking to know. These are one of the things that brought about the resignation of Honorable Cetee Moore. Maybe people don't know which people have asked this question.
I have it. Okay. So let me conclude on this one. Can you provide a board with evidence of the other part of the financial discrepancy you are talking about, aside the ones that you have pointed? One, on the account that she deleted some financial records, do you have evidence of that? Two, can you provide any formal or informal evidence to the board that besides what is written in this report, that Honorable Florence has some mischief in her report?
Yes, Your Honor. And a recording. And I want our Honorable Cephus Johnson is here. Honorable Noah D. Mason are talking about our witnesses, even that were in that meeting. All right? They are present. They are here. Honorable Cephus Johnson is on this board. He was part of even one of the meetings. The meeting that Honorable Cetee started deleting records. If you go right here, you will see data log in compromise. Please click on that data log in compromise. Please. If you come to the workbook, where you see Cetee data log in compromise, you will see some of the figures in there that she tried to change. Payment that were made in July, recording date, she putting it in December.
Okay, so I got you, Honorable Johnson. Finally, I'm urging tomorrow the financial secretary on our city will appear in court. I'm begging your indulgence because the transactional processes carried out can only be backed up by evidence for the board to draw conclusion. So the board is appealing to you so you can appear on tomorrow to clarify some of these things with the financial secretary. If it will take all of our time, we will use that to do the investigation. We are not in haste because, like I said from the beginning, it's about people's reputation. What I won't want happen to me, I will not want it to happen to anybody. So we
Your
are
Honor,
begging you to.
Your Honor,
Hello?
Your
Yeah,
Honor,
yeah.
let me say this, and I mean there with no disrespect to the Judicial Board, with no disrespect. One, tomorrow, I'm very, very busy. I will not be attending. Second, this is why I saw in the Judicial Board communication. The Judicial Board said all members or the Teahs, all of the hearing, they should be present. And if you have questions for the auditees, Honorable Tarnue is here in this meeting. This communication was served to Honorable Cetee. I'm here, and I was in the previous meeting. Honorable Cetee was there. She was given an opportunity to even ask me questions. The same opportunity is provided to Honorable Cetee tonight to be here to tell to my face or the entire student body if I am lying of a single figure in this report. Honorable Cetee is absent. Honorable, to tell you the honest truth, I'm very busy tomorrow. I will not be here.
Johnson, let me make something clear to you. You being present today and tomorrow is at your advantage because the board has given everybody.
I'm not looking for advantage. I'm looking for a level playing field here.
If I say advantage, it means that you have the time to clarify your own portion. Because
I'm busy. I'm here to clarify every portion of mine. That's what I'm here.
So if you can't appear tomorrow, hello, Honorable Johnson. If you can't appear tomorrow, then how do we manage to answer some of those untold things you are telling us?
Do you ask the same question to Honorable Cetee Moore and the other financial officers? Why are they not here? Why are they not here?
It's up to an auditee to appear or not. It's based on the.
You said in your report, all auditees, it was mandatory. It's there. It's not something that is not undocumented. The document I received from the Judicial Board. All auditees should be present to cross-examine any auditee that is speaking. Is there. Those auditees chose not to be present. To ask me to ask me questions directly into this report. And then tomorrow, what I'm very busy as well, maybe other fields that it should
okay.
Sorry, I'm so busy. I won't be here.
Let me close up on this. The board has done its part. For me, I'm also busy, likewise every member of the board. We wrote everybody to appear. In fact, this investigation has taken over a year, only for a month that the board is giving to draw conclusion or to pass verdict. So if for any reason somebody thinks he or she is very busy not to attend, then the board will draft her findings based on what she has.
Honorable, you cannot say a caveat to me in this regard. Disregarding the point I'm raising.
Honorable Johnson, you are always, I'm not talking to you specifically, I'm talking about auditees. Understand from what I'm saying. I say for any reason, if any of the auditees does not appear, it's incumbent upon that auditee, whatever verdict that the board will pass. You appear for a hearing today. Tomorrow, maybe there will be an allegation that you need to clarify. Why, if you are not available, the board will hold that. That's what I'm saying.
I am here. This is my report I'm submitting.
That's why Florence she is not here today. There are things you have said she's supposed to clarify, so the board cannot jump into a conclusion for her. So it will be her burden to bear. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking that you are forced to attend to. I'm only saying where you're supposed to make clarity that the board will have evidence on that to pass judgment. If you are not there to make that clarity, then the board cannot make up case for you.
And so let me give this clarity, Your Honor. I get your point. I get you now, Your Honor. Just quickly. Tomorrow, I'm appearing here if that's the board requirement, if I should find the time to be here. to answer to what Honorable Moore have to present for her report. I'm not yet to present my report or to come present to the Judicial Board again. No, that's why I took all of the time. By now, I should be sleeping. By now, I should be doing other things. I stay here to present my report. If I come tomorrow, maybe if the discrepancy with Honorable report, if there is question to be asked or there is clarity that need from me from her report, yes. But for me to come back and say I will reopen report,
Exactly.
I will not do it.
Exactly, you are very correct. We just need you tomorrow. Where there is ambiguity, you provide clarity. You are not going to make report again. She's supposed to be here to do the same.
Thank you for the clarity, Your Honor.
All the allegations you have made, she's supposed to clarify it. That's why we wrote people to come. So if you don't come or if the person doesn't come, it's on you. The board will not make up findings for anybody. Okay, thank you, Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor, for the clarity and for the
Okay.
establishment.
Okay. So to conclude, I'm seeing Honorable Tarnue hands up. If you can probably speak in a minute 30 seconds, we appreciate that. And we gave Honorable Johnson his parting statement, and I'll turn over to Honorable Cheeseman to continue from where we stopped.
Yeah, I just want to make sure of the time because it's almost 1 o'clock. I had a really long day and tomorrow is the same for me. So I don't know. I really need to sleep.
Yeah, so tomorrow we won't have to go this long. Tomorrow
No, I'm talking about the next hearing because it said
time I
that
think it's from 9 to 11.
Honorable, I'm saying that because I think Honorable Mason also needs to present and all the teams needs to be present. So that's what I'm saying. Given the time, I think it's already past. It's 12 already. It's already
Okay.
late, and I have a lot to do tomorrow. And I also have hearing tomorrow as well. So I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm able to keep up until that time.
Okay, probably you can just maybe wait 10 minutes and I think that'll be enough.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so thank you, Honorable Johnson. You can give your parting statement in 1 minute, please. And then I'll turn over to Honorable Cheeseman to continue with the next hearing.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Honorable Senior Adjudicator and members of this Honorable Judicial Board. I have come again in conclusion to call on your conscience, on your duty, on your functions, and the very oath you swore to defend, to protect our Constitution at all times without fear or favor. We are all students of LSUIC. Whether you have been privileged to serve as president, whether you have been privileged to serve as members of the NEC or COC, the judiciary committees, commissions, city or provincial chapter, we all accepted one call: service to LSUIC, to serve with truth, transparency, and openness. And that's why at all times we remain open to questions and to provide answers for those who were opportune to serve. And not because it has always been authored by people that we should respect people when they serve. We should appreciate people when they serve. Yes, as much as we are appreciating, we also call on people to be truthful to themselves. And in the words of one of the famous American presidents, and it's famous all around, what I would say is, be true to what you say on paper, by Martin Luther King. Be true to what you say on paper. When you say My integrity is on the line. I stand to defend my integrity. Be true to it. Be true to your very oath. Be true to those you swore oath to protect, to defend, to serve. And that's why, regardless of your service, regardless of your sacrifices, regardless of all that you have put on the line, LSUIC, once it is for LSUIC, you are always accountable. And even at a larger level, whether you are in other bigger organization or in governance, yes, you are giving your time, but when you are called to give account, you are answerable to the people. And that's why I humble myself, regardless of my office, regardless of the differences shown to me by the audit committee, by not inviting other presidents, yes, Joe Smith. I still swallow the pain, the pills, the disingenuousness towards me, and appear before the Judicial Board because I respect LSUIC and I will always stay true to my conscience. Let God help us and let the truth reveal.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Honorable Chispa, are you here? You can probably take over, please. Honorable Chispa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead, please.
Yeah, so thank you for the time, and thank you to everyone for your patience. This is what we signed up for, and we are here just for the growth and development of our union, and we are all here for the better good of our union. So thank you for your time, your extra time. We apologize for going beyond, but it is what it is. So let's continue. So we have at this time I want to welcome you all to this final hearing, and this final hearing session, which we will be hearing from Honorable Mason, one of the auditees. So at this time we will call on Honorable Williams to administer the oath. But before that, I would like to know whether the Honorable Mason, are you around? Honorable Mason, are you around? Honorable Mason, are you around? So we'll just give him like 5 minutes. We'll give him like 5 minutes to appear. If not, then the board will make a final decision. So thank you again. Let's wait on him for the next 5 minutes.
On how the hearing. But I believe this meeting is recorded, and I would beg the indulgence of this honorable body to please listen to the recording and why I say this. Earlier on in this meeting, the honorable associate or assistant adjudicator in Honorable Michael Cephus Johnson mentioned that Honorable Noah D. Mason was one of the auditees, and he should have been here to be placed on an oath today to testify or to give information in regards to the ongoing process. And in that process, the Honorable His Honor Kingsford Flomo called Honorable Johnson or said we cannot take rash decision. We should give Honorable Mason some time for him to come here. And at no point in time did Honorable Marcus Cephus Johnson inform this section or inform this body and all attendees here that Honorable Noah D. Mason sent him a communication that he will be absent or he is traveling or he will not be here. It is on this recording at no point in time. So then it baffles me that Honorable Jensen would, a question again would be asked by his honor, Honorable Kingsford Fillmore, if any member received any form of communication from Honorable Noah D. Mason not to be here. And then Honorable Marcus Cephus Johnson come out again and say, oh, I did not receive written communication. I did not receive, as LSUIC required, I get a text from Honorable Mason that he would be traveling. If it was so, I'm using intuition here. I'm not questioning his honor, but using intuition here. If that was the case for the administration of oath here, that would have been flagged even from the get-go of this, that, oh, I did receive not in an official capacity, but there's a WeChat message that Honorable Noah is not present. Even as we go on with the process, we kept asking, oh, where is Honorable Noah? Even people started raising Honorable Noah need to present. At no point in time, Honorable Marcus mentioned that, oh, I don't think Honorable Mason will be here because Honorable Mason said he's traveling. I received a text from him. Only now that 5 minutes, additional 5 minutes were allotted. And then only then did the senior adjudicator come out to ask, did Honorable Noah D. Mason send any written communication that he would not be present? Then Honorable Marcus Cephus Johnson said, oh, I received. I'm not putting the Honorable on the spot. I'm not saying anything. I'm just using intuition.
We are completely on time and we are already going beyond. It's already something already, we have already concluded. So we say we are doing all of this to follow the protocol. We're just doing this to follow the protocol. So we didn't receive written communication from him. So it was just done informally. So now he has said it. Yeah, so it's over to you. It's over to you, boss.
Yeah, let me address Honorable Johnson quickly. You see the agenda displayed on the screen. It was displayed even from the beginning of this meeting. Every portion of this meeting has an auditee attached. So the oath administration was not done for you and Honorable Noah. If you check the 8th item on this agenda, there's administration of oath for Honorable Noah. So it was not like Honorable Noah supposed to appear during your oath session to take oath along with you. However, the board has recorded that it didn't appear at 9. I'm also following the attendees on the platform. The board has acknowledged that from the beginning of 9 o'clock. So now I don't want you to instruct the board on what to do. We are running an investigation and we know exactly what we are doing. The reason I called Honorable Jensen was because Honorable Mason had his own session on this investigation. So he will be held in contempt if we reach his session and he's not around. So I want to make that clarity to you that we have instruments we are using for our investigation. Just follow and watch keenly. If you have any reservation, you can channel that through proper communication, Honorable Johnson. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I don't know, just status there 5 seconds. I will not indict the board or in any way. Honorable Cephus, you are very evidence-based person, a very much of evidence-based person. I don't know if it is allowed before this board. Can you just, for the sake of the audience, without taking our time, tell us at least if you said, because that was a text, yes. Can you just show, at least for us to be in the know that, okay, this was the time I received the text from Honorable Noah D. Mason that he was not be here. At least today or tomorrow will not be blind when the board even take decision, that will not be blind to the fact it will be documented that, yes, this was the time and a commensurate with what the board accepted, that, yes, a verbal or a text message communication was sent to your office, your Honorable Michael Cephus Johnson, respectfully.
Mavala,
Yes.
before our Jessey can come in, if my memory can set me right, Honorable Jessey wanted to make a statement regarding the SG excuse before the senior adjudicator intercepted that he should not do that because it's a separate hearing. That's why we have gone in another gone limited time, but we should give him the benefit of the doubt. He actually wanted to state it and made it clear that there was an excuse that was forwarded to him, but the senior adjudicator said it that we should give him the benefit of the doubt. So it should not be like he didn't state that. He actually stated that the recording can if we replay the recording, you can tell that he actually wanted to say that. That's the clarity I want to make.
Honorable Jessey, are you there?
Yeah, sure, I'm here.
Do you want to provide clarity?
Okay, so let me just show the screenshot. My point. Can you see?
Honorable Johnson, can you see? Honorable Johnson?
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you please see on the screen for your clarity?
Yes, I can see. Thanks for the transparency in this process and for these clarifying the doubts of not just me, but others following who have interest into this process. Like I said, this is not to put the honorable on the spot, all right? But as we consider openness and transparency, I think there is no exception or this and to this process. Every one of us should stay as transparent as possible. And I want to appreciate the board for not even forcing with me in any form or any manner, but for giving all those listening the opportunity to have this clarity that today or tomorrow, nobody will go with the saying that, oh, I'm not here. Oh, the Judicial Board said this and it is not what it is. All right, at least that clarity was given. And I think with such, it's not something that I have to say maybe next time. I believe other members of the board were not informed. That's why probably we are here or a time frame was called by our owner. Maybe next time,
Alright, so
communication should circulate as well so that there will not be an issue of commotions when we appear in sections as well. Thank you so much, Your Honor, and let God bless every one of us,
yes,
and God bless you.
you're welcome. So thank you to everyone for joining and for the patience. The Honorable Man Mason is not around, so the Judicial Board will have to make a decision on his absence. So thank you, and we will stop here. I will turn this time over to the JP1.
Thanks, Honorable Chispa. You rightly put it, the board will decide. The board only wants transparency. When the honorable mayor was presenting, we didn't want to flag in that, but the communication was actually circulated to the board. But we wanted the transparency to be seen in the process we are conducting right now. So thank you, Honorable Chisman, and we look forward to seeing the other auditees tomorrow. Tomorrow, Honorable Jensen, who do we have tomorrow? Honorable Jensen, are you there?
Yeah, tomorrow we have. Am I being heard?
Yeah.
Yes, tomorrow we have Honorable Florence Cetee Moore, former National Financial Secretary General, and Honorable Kebe D.H. Tarnue, former National Treasurer, acting National Financial Secretary General.
Okay.
Tomorrow from 9 to 11 or 12.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Jensen. So we anticipate that all of you will come again. And also, I want you all to extend your appreciation to the board members. It's not easy. Some of you don't know what we are going through. We have tons of documents. We have to read everything we are doing a week to read those documents. So it's not easy, the commitment they are making here. You have to motivate them, reach out to them individually, and extend gratitude for what they are doing for the union, something that they are not even taking a cent for. So I will say it again. Thanks to my board members. I appreciate the effort. Don't feel weary. We are almost there. Sooner or later, it will be over. So let's be here tomorrow, 9 p.m. We can begin, and we will see the genesis to the revelation of the issues we have at hand. Thanks to the NEC for making themselves available. Thanks to the students who came today to attend the hearing, and thanks to my presiding officers, Honorable Cephus Johnson. I can call him the, the real lawyer because he analyzes like he's a law expert. So thanks, Honorable Johnson. Thanks, Honorable Chisma. And thanks to Honorable Nolle. And thanks to Honorable Lewis for saving your time to be here. We hope to see you again tomorrow. We can promise you justice will be served to the union and in all manner and fashion with transparency. God bless you all. Honorable Chisma, is up to you.
Yeah, we are done. The session is over. So